we walk these streets with diamonds in our eyes, out with the vampires under a midnight sky. My mind so hypnotized, it was exciting. It was the 90s. Mama didn't understand it, and Daddy always said that I was going too far. Said there's never any compromising if you try to win the battle to be who you are. I danced to the left, I danced to the right, hold hands with my demons and creatures of night, on an undercover mission to find somebody else like me. Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? Someone who can hear me and drink from the light, to see things from the same side. Is there anybody out there? 5 years later, I'm back with the same old faces and dead end places. Things kept going wrong. I'm getting to thinking my daddy was right all along. So will you take a little walk on the wild side? Be careful that you never slip your hands from the wheel. There's never any compromising when you're blinded by reflections from the part of you that's real. I dance to the left, I dance to the right, hold hands with my demons and creatures of night, on an undercover mission to find somebody else
What's up, everybody? Monday coming at you. You made it to another week. Another week as the universe rolls on. And it is a Monday for us here in Stratford, Connecticut, 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard, right on the dial. Producer Chew has got to love it when you hit it right on the money with the start time, just like that, 1:45. Now listen, guys, tough day today around here. Just being honest, all right? Taking the dog for a walk, all right? I made a big mistake. I'll admit to my fault in this folly, but I want to let you know that it's not all my fault right off the fucking bat, all right? So, as you know, as Chew has let you know, I do have a little bit of a caffeine drink problem, okay? Just want to let you know. A little bit of a caffeine addiction, no lie about that, all right? So, taking the kids to school, right? As I'm driving, I'm pounding the energy drink, all right? Tall boy, not gonna fuck with you about that one. Bang, tall boy, grape, delicious. It's like I'm taking the grapes right off the vine. But in addition to the juiciness of the grape, you get caffeine. All right? Pounded. Out. Now, right when I get home, it's time to take the dogs for a walk. Going for the walk, all right? But then, about 10 minutes into the walk, I realize I've made a horrible mistake. I forgot to relieve myself of urine before I started the walk. Now we're in trouble, because from a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at a 10 real fast. So luckily for me, though, I'm out in the middle of kind of nowhere, all right? So, you know, kind of behind big stores, there's always like a drainage pond, or like, I don't know if it's for like fire department situation, but there's always a pond behind them, all right? So what do? I go behind there, right around the pond, where it's all woods and a pond, and I can see far away, but there's no one. There's no one around. I can look. I don't see a damn thing. Nobody. All right? So, what do I choose? Now, to be fair, I have seen homeless people in this area. But luckily for me, now, they weren't there. Okay, so I checked. There doesn't seem to be any homeless people. I feel like it's safe. So, I do what any normal, warm-blooded human being does. I choose to relieve myself. And I chose a good place, I felt. Right? There was a road there. Of course, there's a road there. But it's behind all these stores where no one drives on these roads. So, I start to go. And then, very shortly after I start to go, a huge 16-wheeler truck or whatever turns the corner and comes towards me. Now, I'm facing away from them. This shouldn't be a big deal. But what do? Out of, I don't know, shock and awe of what happened, I pull the pants back up and continue walking. But I mistimed it. So I pulled up before I completely turned off the spigot. God. Oh, it was a huge problem. Now I got pants with piss in them, and I'm trying to walk like nothing happened. Meanwhile, the truck driver didn't see shit 'cause he's so far away. God. Oh, God. And let me tell you, some people making fun of me. I do not care. You cannot turn off the faucet that quick. And it's not a drip situation, Narc. It is not. It is not a drip situation. It's a timing situation. I panicked. That was my problem.
The law. Live with the consequences.
So then for the rest of the walk, I have piss. And it's a real problem. It's a real problem. But anyways, that's my story why I'm pissed today. But I did take a shower after this, change my clothes. Completely clean. Completely clean. And I didn't tell Chew either. I just snuck on by when I got home. You know, just, nothing. Nothing, honey. Gotta take a shower real quick. And that was it. And you could ask, and that's exactly how it happened. But I know she will know now because you're going to tell her on Thursday. In which Chew will be here on Thursday morning for the Nintendo Direct. So that's some hypeness to this story. Anyways, let's move forward positively here. Okay, let's move forward positively here. Big up to Nibbity, who says, sorry to derail with a random question, but on WPIG TV this morning, I heard an old story of how Phil flipped his Ford Escort and his airbag burned the left side of his face for weeks. What's your take on that? Well, I did do a car accident lore deep dive. That's one of the first ones I ever did, I think. And he told the story various different ways. I think that's the thing that works. There you go. And he's been in 2 car crashes, and they don't really have anything to do with the back injury at some point, but then later they kind of become a part of the story. But there's the thing there. Okay, it'll work. It'll go. Mr. Extravagant, that is incorrect. Thank you. And anyone saying piss in the chat will be banned. Just letting you know now. If I see piss, you're out of here. Okay? That's how I handle my dates, by the way, as well. Anyways. First dates. It's a good policy. Anyways, unless you're going on a date with Jenna, then it's kind of a positive. But anyways, okay, moving on. Wood Knox in the house says, piss super chats today only, please, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Big ups. Oh, by the way, I gotta give shout outs to Street Panda, by the way, who I didn't know. I knew I had an appearance in the coloring book, but I did not exactly know to the extent in which I was in this coloring book. And it's come to my attention, I was in one of the pages I didn't recognize, and I will share it with you here. So here's the page. This is from Bland Polecat's Twitter. I didn't know this. I knew about the other one, but I didn't know about this one. So we have an ogre here. We have someone right here. We have an ogre DSP in the front. And we have I think this is an artist rendition of Cat. I can't confirm or deny this. Well, if you look to the right, that's me. And I can tell it's me, too. Look at this lore here. It has the eyebrow piercing that I have said I did have when I was in high school, or late high school and after high school. So there we go. I have a page in the coloring book. So there we go. And I did tell my kids that I'm in a coloring book, but I didn't say any other details. I don't think they need to know. Okay, but big ups for Street Panda. With the eyebrow piercing lore added is hype. There we go. Very cool. Ignore what else is going on, though. I will. Oh, also, I got to say big ups, everybody. And I did use that word very specifically. Because remember I showed you a long time ago my son got a first place in Hearthstone Battlegrounds? And you guys were saying congratulations, and I said I was going to screenshot it. Well, I wasn't lying. I did that. And I screenshotted everything. Well, you know what happened is one time he asked my son, asked Chew for a drink or something, and she got it for him. And what did he say back to her? Big ups. So you guys have made him think big ups is cool. And I'm not lying there either. You can confirm that with Chew on Thursday. He thinks big ups is a cool thing to say. Now he's saying it normally. I cracked the fuck up when he said that. Big ups. Did you hear that somewhere? Because I thought, is that like a saying now at school or something? Like, no, I saw your chat say it. Oh, that's the effect you have. Please. Big ups Gaming Guru says, what does Chew even see in you? Well, it's not the comedy. Usually I would say I can be funny at times, but Chew doesn't even see that. So good question, Gaming Guru. We got to ask her. All right, here's my clip. This guy, he's going to tell you a problem that we often have. I often have. I don't know about you guys, but let me know. What do you think about this gentleman who just appears to have won a MMA fight in UFC? Listen to this. This guy's pretty cool. I've had this problem too. How about you? It's hard to hold him down, and he's countering my strikes super well on the ground and all that. Spent too much time gooning this camp. Yep. So my forearms are a little sore, so we're gonna. Yep, I've had that happen. If you do spend too much time gooning, it can happen. Okay, so just be careful. Do not spend too much time gooning. All right. I feel that's a big flex when you won the match and you can talk about gooning after your match is over. That's pretty cool, actually. So big ups. Be careful with the gooning. Okay. What else in news? Well, no, I'll share my news predictions till later. But let's get to the yesterday. So review from yesterday was he hit the goal on both streams. I believe the first one was like a normal style 150, and then the second stream was one of those ones where it went to literally the last second, and it was a $120 one or whatever. But I did get a few highlights to share for anyone getting caught up on the weekend festivities here. So here we go. This is the first clip, and this is from the day stream. Shoutouts to Dragoonism KF. And this is an idea Philip had during the day stream. Let's see what you think of this new idea.
Yeah, how about that? That's an idea. Big Mac says, what about a final farewell vest stream? Well, what about this? How about we do a closet clean out stream? And every $100 that we raise on the stream, I put on a different vest or hat or both.
We're going back, guys. We're going back. What else can we do for money here? I mean, I got a table. I could set up the table, take down the table, dance on the table. Anything you guys want me to do with this table? Okay, what else do I have? Well, I have vests. I could put those on.
Just keep swapping throughout the course of the stream as a send-off to those because we're not using them anymore, right? We're retiring them. So since it's like the retirement stream for the whole silly gimmicks of wearing stuff on stream. Good point,
Petchy. Yeah, and to think that Ashton said he didn't have ideas. Please.
And we could do like a send-off stream. That could work. And then each time I wear the vest for the last time, I pack it up. We get another $100 of support. I take the vest off, I put it inside the storage bin, and we put on the next one until we go through all the vests and all the hats and everything.
He thought he was cooking with that one. Do you hear that? And get this. I'll pack them up. Oh, my God. That's pretty cool.
Because we could do that every $50. It's a new hat. Every $100, it's a vest, and we retire them all. I'm actually liking this idea more and more because it means I could get that shit out of the closet, put it in storage, but it has a final use, like a final send-off.
It's the final send-off.
Yeah, it would be the final send-off episode for all that silly stuff.
Oh,
Time for bubble blow. We could have a final bubble blowing with the bubble guns. And then I'll immediately clean it so that way my office isn't disgusting.
Final bubble blow. Oh, man. The tears will be flowing on this one, boys. Get ready. Big ups Copeside Phil says, remember just a few weeks ago when he said vests and hats are for children, he doesn't need to use them or a gimmick to be successful? Yes, but let me tell you, Copeside Phil, we need that stuff now. I know he's hitting the goals now. He's hit like 7 in a row or something, but it's, we're begging harder than we ever have before. So we're doing whatever we can to get those inflated numbers that we had during the Kino arc, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we can get rid of it's the last call, the final send off for the vest and hat stuff. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
There you go. What is that? Oh,
you want to do that at 50 goals? Of course, that means that we also have to clean the closet out, which isn't going to be the most entertaining thing.
Well, that was hype content before. Come on.
It'll be more entertaining if I'm taking shots. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. That does make everything more fun, especially as an alcoholic, let me tell you. Scoot Towwalker says bugged bladder mechanics. No, I think everything worked perfectly down there. It was more of a timing issue thing, an embarrassment issue thing for no reason. Yanks Fan 84 says, if peeing your pants is cool, consider ALT Miles Davis. Ah, Simpsons joke, isn't that? Sometimes you pee in your pants, as was the style at the time. Nibbity says, thanks for leaking those vids, man. Big ups, Nibbity. Thank you so much, sir. Oh, this is cool and very positive. So, big ups to Wagon Burner Ken, who works at a bar. And you know what they have to do for entertainment sometimes when they're cleaning up? Check this out. WPIG on the big screen. You gotta love it. This is a hype place to be. That is pretty fucking cool. WPIG TV on the big screen. You love it. That's very hype, sir. Very cool. I got a lot of stuff to get to, so let's get to it. I got a lot of I got prepared too much as usual. Who knows when he's going to talk though? I said like this is cool. This is a good first step. But if you really want to get the girls going crazy, you play it while they're there. But we'll see if that works. Who knows? Correct, cool video. If ALT doesn't know the reference, he calls it Simpsons. Yes. Because I'm the worst. I'm so specific with the references I know. Music references, I'm pretty good, but not even that, because there's a limit. You know what I mean? There's a limit. Once it's like before I moved to Japan, that's kind of my limit of music knowledge. I never really progressed past that. You know what I mean? And then it kind of picks up again a little bit, like when I moved back to America, I'd say. But even then, I'm very bad with new music. It's a thing. Nothing to do with age, though. Let me promise you that. You know it. Dominic said Piss Boys. Shoutouts to the Piss Boys. That was my fraternity's name in college, was Piss Boys. That's not true. I didn't join a fraternity, but... That's what... Never mind. I'll stop going down this style. Charles says, I always guessed you had an Osaka account. Hail Piss Style Man. That's not true. That is not me. That is not me, Piss Style Man. King Eagle 29 says Piss Style Man ALT real on the same wavelength. Not there. Not that. Thank you. Nick says, is he going to call it an investment stream? I like that idea. Investment stream. There we go. And Lyrical Thesis says ALT had the drip going. No, I want to be very clear. It was not a drip situation. Drippage is something much different. And I do not have a drippage. It was not a drippage issue. It was a timing issue. It was a turning the faucet off fast enough, okay? All right, next up. We're moving on from this story. I was a one-time telling of the story. We don't go back to it. That's how it works. Tell the story, forget it ever happened, all right? Let's go. Next up, Piece of Peace in the house with a good clip from yesterday's stream that you might have missed or might have seen. I don't know, but I haven't seen it yet.
And we have only $27 to support. Now, guys, listen up. We just had 7 straight streams of hitting the goal.
Yeah.
That is great. It's been a great week, right? Sucks because last week we would have had a whole week, except that South of Midnight and Pirate Yakuza saw a stutter. Okay. Let's keep that momentum going. Tonight, please support the stream. Even if you don't like the game, support the stream because you support me and my content. Keep that momentum rolling, right? We want to do a nice DSP tries it this week, do we not?
Why was 7 straight streams like a positive for the viewers? Like it's a winning streak of your favorite team.
And we could do it on Tuesday or Wednesday if we keep the momentum rolling. So
like he's really a coach, guys. We've won 7 in a row. We really want to keep this momentum going, right?
Let's hit the goal tonight. All right, let's do it. Come on. Who's gonna do a nice generous tip? How about a super chat? Right now we have 1 super chat. We have 1 or 2 small tips, and we have 3 subs on Kick. Let's pick that up. All right?
Okay, let's pick that up. Cool.
Let's do it. Okay. Exactly. Look at that. Look at that emo of the guy flapping money all over the place. Exactly right.
It's cool when you explain the emotes.
That's correct.
Look at that emote. There's a guy. He's red. He looks frustrated. He looks like frustrated at something. It's pretty cool.
Okay. So let's continue. We have another hour to go. Please, guys, let's get some momentum going.
You already did that.
Let's get some reinvigoration on the stream tonight.
Oh,
come on.
God.
Keep the streak. I really want to keep the streak. Continue. We have another hour to go. Please, guys, let's get some momentum going. Let's get some reinvigoration on the stream tonight. Come on. Keep the streak. I really want to keep the streak alive tonight. Let me keep clapping into the mic until...
Look at that. By the way, this was the lowest viewed stream, I think, ever. I mean, honestly, for an extended period of time. He was down to less than 150 viewers. So you see it's 137 right now. This is Disco Elysium, so the night stream.
Someone responds.
Look at this.
Do I have to keep doing this?
Very cool.
Is this obnoxious or not? Ow, I actually hurt my own ear.
What?
I hurt my own ear clapping so loudly. All right, I'm not going to do that again.
Wow. Wow. He's like an infant. I hurt my own ear clapping so loud. I don't think I could clap like loud enough to hurt my own ear if I was really trying to. What? Clapping and hurt my ear?
Oh. Okay.
I guess I was trying to be funny, I guess. It really works, though. Let me tell you. Oh, ear infections could be back. Uh-oh. He has been moving back to the headphone situation. That's right. Okay, next up. Renton hostage 220 Rio, Cat Burning House 747. He has another clip for us. Big ups, everybody.
How do I take this out?
Oh yeah, this is funny. I did tweet this one.
All right, you know what? Enough of this terrible fucking bullshit. Why is there a turret shooting me? How do I disable it now? I'm about to finish. My stream's over. And I gotta put up with this fucking nonsense? What a piece of shit. Just let me fucking complete the objective, you dunce level idiots who made this fucking game. You guys are morons.
Adding turrets? In 2025, we're doing this? Turrets. My stream's over in 5 minutes. So why I played this one is someone made this cool edit. Hunter FP637. Listen to this. This makes it way funnier.
How do I take this out? All right, you know what? Enough of this terrible fucking bullshit. Why is there a turret shooting me? How do I disable it now? I'm about to finish. My stream is over. And I gotta put up with this fucking nonsense. What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just let me fucking complete the objective, you dunce level idiots who made this fucking game. You guys are morons.
Yeah.
How do I take this out?
Okay. Big ups. Legendary tweet there, sir. I'm going to make sure I give you the like. That's a legendary tweet. Thanks, man. Petchy says, Phil explaining emotes during gameplay is more podcast than the actual thing. Good point. At least there's someone talking on the screen, right? That's the good point. All right, so this is a link to tweet here. I will link it for anyone that wants to follow this gentleman. Go ahead. Boom. Get in there. Give that man his flowers with likes.
All right, thank you. All right, let's continue with the dream skate. It looks like you dream skate. This guy's still...
Okay, so this is about the game, okay? So I don't really know this game, but you know it makes you think, right? That's the goal, okay? So let's look in on why you think he has 145 people watching him now. No one gives a fuck about this playthrough other than one person, okay? So I don't know about this game, and I don't know if you do or not. It doesn't matter. But look how he handles this part. Where it's, watch how he handles this part.
Hanging, but he's hanging from a disco ball. Look.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
Oh, it's supposed to be you. You're hanging from there. Okay. I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Look.
You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs between her legs and in her mouth?
I said who?
What are you talking about?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs between her legs and in her mouth?
I left her.
She just lives downstairs, dude. I don't know who you're talking about.
No, funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there with one hand
I left her was his choice,
and the
interestingly
other
enough.
on your dick, watching it go.
What I really like...
I would like to say I don't know that's that feeling of one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. But that hits a little close to home. Hang on a minute.
Like about Disco Elysium is how upbeat of a plot it is. It just gets me so all excited and warm and fuzzy thinking about all the good, happy things that are going to happen in the plot.
Like, that's not the point of the game, man.
Tell me, where are your friends?
No,
Human beings
hey,
have
easy.
friends, Harry boy.
Philip, this one hits Philip. This one doesn't hit me.
Where the hell are yours?
I don't want to come back.
They were only cramping your
Got by that one real fast.
descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back.
Oh, Rambo!
All of it.
Rambo!
You failed. You
No!
failed me. You failed Elysium.
Okay, now here's a question.
Oh,
we have
please, go
no
ahead.
idea what the name Disco Elysium even means. I've been playing this game for
Oh
over,
my god, and again, just takes it to level fucking 1, man.
almost 10 hours now? That's the first time we've heard the term.
Very deep take, man. Nailed it. Very cool. Okay, anyways, you get the point. That's the kind of cringe you got to fucking deal with. Here is something from the end, okay? So we're going to give you the wrap-up about what our thoughts are, because it did take that $120 tip to get us to the goal at the very last second.
I am still making progress, right? If anything, I'll admit something. This playthrough would be a lot better and would be advancing better if I had more time to play it. But as you guys can see, I play it once a week because we don't get a lot of people who are that interested. To give you guys some perspective, we have 116 viewers on YouTube, and I have a measly 35 viewers on Kick. I barely have 150 viewers when I play this game, okay? So this by far is my least watched playthrough ever.
That's really cool. Things are looking up.
Not even exaggerating. This is the least people I get on a stream of anything I do. But whenever I play it, someone comes out and supports big time.
Yeah.
So that's why I am keeping it in the rotation.
So it is pay to play, 100%. Just telling you right now, if one person has enough money, he will play whatever the fuck you want. Right? So have any requests? If you're a whale, you know what to do. Common My Meowth says this in YouTube chat. Does Phil like fish sticks? That was the question in YouTube chat. Seems like a normal question. Very cool.
You know, what I'm doing here. And I hope you guys understand, you know, I would play it more if it was garnering more interest. It doesn't garner a lot of interest. It's such a wordy game. It's kind of the polar opposite of what people like to see me do. But I do enjoy it. It is interesting for the one stream a week. The thing is, if you guys are okay with me playing it once a week like this.
What do you mean okay with?
It's going to take at least another 2 months. I'm not kidding, to beat it. Like, Ellipsian just says, I'd say you were about 35% through it. So, there you have it. If you're okay with these 2.5 hour streams once a week and this kind of progress, I could keep it in the rotation. But just to be...
Why don't you just direct the person directly, right? Just ask that person himself. It's pretty easy, right? Look at this quarter demon. Holy shit. Can we do one that long distance? That's a long distance style, but it still works, right? Watch. This might be the longest distance corner demon we've ever done. Go ahead.
Get the fuck back!
There we go. Long distance. Still works. Andy Worski style demon.
Frank, if I end up getting no support for it, eventually I am going to drop it. But it's unique. It's completely different from things I'm used to playing. It does pique my interest when I play it. And someone supports it every time.
Yes.
So,
someone.
There you go. What I would say is this. It would be great for those of you who are watching on demand and stuff. It sure would be great if we could get more support in regards to views and engagement. Because it's hard for me to justify doing these streams when I'm barely...
Hey, listen, all you guys not watching this, start watching it. You got it?
Getting any views on this, even on demand. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shoot.
But it is getting support. It's kind of like the situation that I had with Baldur's Gate 3.
What gameplay is getting views? Is the question I would have to that. But okay, we'll
But
just
the difference here is that with Baldur's Gate 3, it was a 120-plus hour game that took me 4 straight months of playing it in major streams to beat. While this, I literally can play once a week, and maybe we'll beat it within a couple of months, right?
Yes.
Let's see. I'm very curious to see what people have to say. Maybe I'll talk with people on the podcast tomorrow. I'd like to get your feedback. Please leave comments on the video. But thank you for watching Disco Elysium. Another solid stream of progress. And thank you for the support, the anonymous person who always supports it in a big way. I'll see you...
The anonymous person that always supports it in a big way. So it is always the same person, I guess he's saying. Even though I guess they are anonymous. But kind of sums it up right there, doesn't he?
Stream of progress, and thank you for the support, the anonymous person who always supports it in a big way. I'll see you all next time. All right, folks. So, good stream tonight.
Good stream tonight. Definitely good stream tonight.
Thank you for re-upping your membership.
Big ups to Ryan, who says, I'll be at audio style only as I get a cavity filled for the next hour. Don't let me down, big cups. All right, Ryan. Well, don't be scared of any whizzing sound you might hear, any grinding sound you might hear. Anytime they start like doing that little thing where they put the gloves on, they snap them, and you know it's business time, don't be nervous, all right? That doesn't mean anything. You know when they do the don't be scared of that. That doesn't mean pain is coming, okay? Doesn't. Pain is not coming when they do that thing. That's one of my favorites when they do the. I hate that shit, man. That brings back some bad fucking memories. The thing.
All right, I'm gonna be very.
So here, we're gonna get the same story now told different way.
Frank and honest with everyone.
Please,
this
go
game
ahead.
gets no viewership.
Oh,
we barely
shoot.
were holding 100 viewers on YouTube.
Yes.
And we only had 35 viewers on Kick. But every time I play this game, there's a small group of people who seem to be engaged, and there's like 1 or 2 people who come and support it.
And by the way, remember him talking about I could be making bank, guys? Well, it looks like we're trying to make the bank. There are the affiliate links. Hell yeah! I thought we said chilling is bad, but I guess now we can be making bank. Oh yeah, let me pick up a new mic. Shure MV7 USB XLR. I definitely need that from DSP's affiliate link from Guitar Center. Ooh, Lego Minecraft the sword. Let's imagine watching this. Whoa, that thing in the background looks badass. What is that? Let me scroll down. Holy shit, Lego Minecraft, $60? I'm in. Oh, the Devoon Pixel 64. That looks pretty sweet. $100? I'm in.
Big time, and I'm not kidding you. This is the 5th straight time I played the game. We hit the goals again. So even though I'm only playing it once a week for 2.5 hours a week, and right now we're roughly 10, maybe a little further in, hours in.
Oh, by the way, unless you want to support DSP, do not click those links because they will last in your cookies or whatever. Because I know how it works. Like when I had affiliate links when I was doing a podcast in Japan, like people will click your Amazon link, and if they don't buy anything, it's fine. But if you buy something else, you still get that too. Don't be fooled. Unless you want to support DSP, of course. Don't test the link, is what I'm saying. Because it still can count.
And someone said today, you're about
That's how like half the affiliate links work with the old Amazon system. I don't know how it is now, but like when I was doing like affiliate links for Amazon, sometimes people would buy something. So you click like here's I would have affiliate link to, let's say, a textbook or something. So you go there and you like if they go, okay, let me look for this textbook. Fuck this. I want to buy a computer, and they bought the computer, and then you get the affiliate link for that computer. I don't know how long it would last, right? The tail of that link or whatever. But anyways.
a third into the game now. You've probably passed the third point. If you keep playing it at the pace you're at, you'll beat it in like another 8 streams, right? I'm enjoying the game, but I'll admit it's kind of wordy. And tonight, I was overheated because the office was very stuffy from earlier.
I was overheated. Okay, and interestingly enough, it's a hot one in here today. Phil, looking forward to more blueprints. Me too. Great game so far. I found out it's even more complex than it seems at first. Let's see how hot it is. Affiliate links last 24 hours. Big ups, Tino. There you go. It is currently auto format temp and current condition text and auto format location. It appears that my API has ran out, and I think that one lasts like a year or something. I can't remember. God damn it. One of those free ones you get. Let me check it again. Oh, works! Thanks, Chaos Realm. Save the day. Why you get it right the first time? 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius. It is scorching! Holy shit! Almost 56? Damn!
Earlier in the day. So I came in here doing a very wordy dialogue game, and I was like, oh, falling asleep. But it wasn't the game. It's because it was just uncomfortable in here. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it was. Okay. Gotcha.
So, here's the deal. What do I do about Disco Elysium? I had a great time tonight. We advanced the plot. We actually got to day 2. We investigated the body. We did a lot of stuff today. Okay? But
sounds like a fun Friday night.
we actually got to day 2. We investigated the body. We did a lot of stuff today.
Cool.
Okay? But I'm wondering, is this a game that I continue to play solely on the fact that a very small group of people want to see it and they support it and I hit the goal every time I stream it?
Yes.
Because here's the thing. What if we stream this game for 2 months straight, we get 20 plus hours in, and we're 2/3 in, then all of a sudden the support just dries up and I have nights with nothing?
Why don't you ask that one person? I think it's quicker than this nonsense. No, I didn't see that, Grimnir.
Now
I
what
didn't
do
see
you
any
do?
Friday night stuff.
You know, it makes me nervous. I wish that we were getting engagement and support, but basically we're just getting support. I'd love to hear your thoughts because I know there are people who like me playing Disco Elysium. It's just not a big crowd, right? There's way more people watching me do other things than Disco Elysium right now. So give me your feedback. I want to hear your thoughts. Let's talk about it on the podcast tomorrow.
You all right?
All right. But overall, a great streaming day, great variety. Hit the goal.
Great streaming day. Okay, guys. So now it's time for some serious talk here, okay? So here's the problem. We have these John Frakes questions, okay? Obviously, we know and love these. Let me show it to you here.
This is not an illusion. I'm Jonathan Frakes, and things are about to get mysterious again.
All right, so we have these, and we love these. However, these are proving to be very difficult. So someone has suggested we do something else, okay? Someone has suggested we do something else. Or something in addition to this, okay? So let me show you one of these options we have, okay? So one of these options is here. You guys are going to love this, trust me.
I am Steve.
So what would happen here is we get Minecraft movie references. Now, here's how it works. You can't say it's from Minecraft movie, right? But you have to get it in kind of a normal way. And if he says it in a normal way, it'll cancel out one of the Jonathan Frakes, okay? So you might say, well, no, he's never going to say that. That's never going to work. Well, just wait. We already have one. Listen up.
Let's see what people come up with. I'm being asked by two people, one person on YouTube and one person in the Kick chat. What did I hear about, or do I want to try Steve's lava chicken sandwich at Burger King?
Boom.
No, I haven't heard of it. In fact, yesterday, I was looking at food because, you know, on my day off, I always order food. And I checked fast food stuff. Not necessarily because I'm going to eat it on my day off. But because
Right. I often check fast food stuff. Not that I'm going to eat it, but I just check it. I have to stay abreast of the fast food news. Sure. Definitely.
Steve's lava chicken sandwich at Burger King.
Yes.
No, I haven't heard of it. In fact, yesterday, I was looking at food because, you know, on my day off, I always order food.
Yes.
And I check fast food stuff.
Obviously.
Not necessarily because I'm going to eat it on my day off, but because I want to see what's out there. For example, DSP tries it, and they don't have that.
They don't have it? Yeah. What? How do they not have that awesome item yet?
Steve's lava chicken sandwich at Burger King. I'm looking right now. It's not there. So whatever you're talking about, it ain't real, or it ain't there yet.
It ain't real.
Coming, right? But it's not available yet.
Okay. He's checking. He is checking, though. He is checking.
It's not there. It's not on their website yet.
Not there, bitches.
So
now
this
what?
Is an upcoming promotion you're talking about?
It's upcoming.
It's not there yet.
It is upcoming. Absolutely.
Thanks for bringing it up, but yeah, once it becomes available, then I would maybe look into it. We haven't done Burger King in a while, right? It's been
He's still going.
Since we did one.
Still going.
Shout out to Big Mac, who has re-upped their membership on YouTube, but it counts as a fresh one, so they must not have...
Yeah, video's quiet, I know. It was I downloaded it from somewhere else. Big ups there. But you got the point. He did say Steve's Lava Chicken. So I ask you once again, everybody, what do you think?
I am Steve.
If we allow... So how this would work is this can cancel out, you know, one of the hard ones, right? So what that would mean is, since we got Steve's Lava Chicken, let me remove our counter here. We got Steve's Lava Chicken already done, okay? So now we could take this, the credits here, move over to Jonathan.
This is not an illusion. I'm Jonathan Frakes.
This is getting like a mobile game. This is getting very complex. But then we could ask whoever did that one, and I believe it was, who was the person that did this? The person told me, credit to, I believe it was the printer guy. So, you know, what are we doing? Where's that going? You know what I mean? So, anyways, you let me know. You let me know what we want to do. It does sound like a DSP thing to do, but it's not. That's why it's fun, though, because it's not. And some of these are really tough, too, right? So, I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. It's your goal. We'll talk about it, and I'll just wait until someone says the answer I want in chat, and then I'll agree with that. Sound good? Okay. Well, yeah, we could just do two at a time. Someone also, Oscar, you must be new here. What the fuck is a jury pointer? That's one of the mainstays of WPIG. Will be forever, by the way. Someone also suggested we could do these. Shout outs to Georgie York Morgan. These are also funny, but not as funny.
Do you work? When's your birthday? Was it in September? Have you ever been married? You the one with the snake? You the one with the bleach? What did you buy at Sears? How does a cook become a producer? You were an evil spirit? How do you feel about this door? What time's the birthday party over? Did you read the paper? Did you ever hear the word chutzpah? What did your mother teach you about sticks and stones? Do you have his computer? What do you do all day? Who are you? You paid for her underwear on your corporate card? Did you discuss this camera on your trip? And what kind of bicycle was this? You actually saw the cat destroy the blind. You know the old song, never get involved with a married man? This is all these Bibles. Why does your son have a boa? And you also have some vending machines? What do you see written on my forehead, Andrew? Do you work?
Why does your son have a boa? That'd be pretty good. Why does your son have a boa? So this could work too, right? If we decide that the current Jonathan Frakes questions are just too difficult. Right? That's just one of the things we got to think about, because if it is too difficult, I think the interest will start waning in the fun of it, and it is just a stupid fun thing to do, right? So, you know. So here, let's do a vote. Vote. Ninja Tech says vote, and I'll do a vote. Okay, so here are the options. We could do what do. Either way, King Ferbs is snitching us out. That's true, but I don't care. Philip won't remember whatever the fuck he says. Don't worry. He won't remember. So it will not matter. So what do? Keep Jonathan. No Minecraft. Keep Jonathan with Minecraft assistance. With Minecraft assist. Or change entirely to Judge Judy. Those are your options, all right? Here we go. Poll has started. Very serious poll. The most important poll that I've ever put on WPIG 6051. Please vote. Okay? Please get out there and vote. Okay? Thank you. I can't do all of them. That's just crazy talk. Just crazy talk. I will not do all of them. Big ups to Eric Newton, who says, translation, this game would be better if you gave me money. He should go back to Assassin's Creed. He won't do that, though. He think that's that ship has sailed. He also released a video destroying Marathon, if you can believe it. Going after those sweet 1,000 views on YouTube. And get ready to hear this again today, because it got 1,000 views. Therefore, it's a hit. And the internet is taking notice. It's uninspired crap! And it's very funny to think about Philip trying to find the perfect color for that crap, right? DSP slams Marathon. You can't say that in your own thumbnails, man. DSP slams. Nice. Got it. Oh my god, guys, look at this one. He made this pick. Yes, Ninja Tech. Dude, look at this one.
Thank you and still be on camera, I would do it.
Look at this one. Okay. I do not want to be too toxic here. Okay, I do not want to be too toxic here. But this looks like a celebration of someone that might eat about 6 or 7 out of a 10-pack of crayons, if you know what I'm saying, right? Why would you choose this? You can choose. Does he know that? You can choose. Why would you choose this one? Yeah. That. Frank is correct. You can choose the pictures you put. Why would this be the one you say, yeah, I'm going with this? You know, I'm looking pretty hot here. He knows the target audience. Oh. He knows the target audience. I guess I didn't think about that. And he does have a business degree. Now I got to look through the rest. Here's a fun one. See, the daily raps, he doesn't care. Oh, no, the daily rap, he doesn't care. That, or the podcast one, he doesn't care. But here we go. When it's your 42nd birthday and the person asks how big of a piece of cake you want. This is that face. What else do we have? There's a lot of see, maybe it's a new thing because then we have a good block of nothing. Like, there was a time when it appears that he didn't care about the face. So maybe, like, look at these. Like, he doesn't really care. Maybe that's a new thing. He's starting to care about it. Like, trying to care about what kind of face he does. Because look at these. That's just, like, doesn't even care. Like, all right, whatever. That face will work. Anyways. Lyrical Thesis. Derek loves kidding, though. Savage, sorry. Big ups, Lyrical Thesis. He does love kidding. Paulette Burrow says his channel is atrophying like his muscles. Good point. Good point. Copeside Phil says he's going to melt. Might need to change shirts. Oh, it is hot. We're approaching 56 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius, all right? So come on. Mr. Gorehouse says, the funniest thing is this guy always wants everyone to believe him or side with him, but he's a proven liar in everything he's associated with. But still, you have to believe him, right? That's the key. That's the key. Check the Minecraft thumbnail, says Nerd Brew. All right. All right. Ah, look at these. You guys love this. This is giving me 2012-ish Minecraft views. Look at this. Immediate fail for a 5-year awaited return. And then we get this one. We get an animal style. New house and livestock wrangling. Look at these effects he's doing on this text. You love this. Never say this guy doesn't put a lot of work into his content. We have a sheep, cow. Looks like there's a horse in the background there. But I did put it on Twitter if you didn't see. Raw Minecraft DSP, and yes, that is a channel. Raw Minecraft Mirror. And I found this channel, doing my usual WPIG searches for rare videos and stuff. It has 117 subscribers, and he's the person I shouted out on That Being Said, who released a soundboard that has over, 5,000 clips. And look.
Any footage or anything from any of my do nothing with my life, which is limited, and I'm going to die one day.
Like, I don't even want to begin to think about how much work this dude puts into this, right? 5,000 clips, all individually listed with documentation, right? Documentation. But also one thing they do is they would upload every single one of Phil's Minecraft videos. So they wait. There's a 4-year gap in videos here from look. So the last Christmas Marathon 2020, the return to Minecraft 4 years ago, and then to his delight, I'm guessing, he got to put up another one 4 years later. So he has not forgotten his roots, his passion for uploading DSP Minecraft. This is ASMR, by the way. So I'm going to read this for you. Your family is asleep and DSP is playing Minecraft on a cool 2015 March night. I do not want to think for even a second about what some people might do while watching this video, but I'll give you the chance now.
Whoa, look at this! Holy shit, look at this! What the? That is nuts. Is that what I think it is? That's supposed to be me, right? A giant me with a goatee. Look at this.
There we go. So, it takes work, man. This guy puts in effort. I'll get that in the rotation. I didn't add it yet. All right, I think this... Oh, here we go. Fun over.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show and welcome to the beginning of a hot week. Because, ladies and gentlemen...
Look at this. Look at these. Rainforest Cafe got nothing on this dude. Come on. He's a Rainforest Cafe server. Would you like a table or a booth, sir? Would you like to be next to the elephants or the giraffes?
It's actually going to be a little bit warm here this week in Washington, which means you're going to see me likely in summertime garb all week long.
Summertime!
But we're going to stay cool because today on the show, we've got a few interesting topics. First of all, we're going to follow up on Adamfall and how close I actually am to the end, because I'm thinking perhaps we can even beat it this week. But in addition to that, we've got all kinds of stuff going on in the realm of gaming. First of all, yesterday's coverage of Marathon here on the show did pretty good, and the highlights doing well. thanks to those who've watched it, I'd like to talk a little bit about the success of the highlights that I've been working on this year and what you can expect in the future. But in addition, the PlayStation 5 is getting a giant price increase.
Look, okay, you gotta believe me. Look, I told you, this is my predicted news story, by the way. Obviously, this is not a hard one, but I'm telling you right there. I had it up here. You know I didn't search that. I didn't get to talk about it yet, but there we go. Also, I said things he won't talk about is... this is one he definitely won't, but like if he was a streamer, dude, he should. Extra Emily got banned for running a red light, which I thought was funny. And then this other dude is driving while eating a burrito, but he'll never talk about that kind of stuff, so that wouldn't be there. But he would talk about the PlayStation price range. So there we go.
Increase around the world. Everyone is talking about it, and everyone's like, "What happened to the days when consoles got older? The price went down." Interesting concept. Well, we've got a good amount of stuff to talk about on today's show, so sit back and relax for a cooling, refreshing, very hydrating episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Let's get our skip juice. Big Up Scopes, I feel, says, we demand both. What's the poll looking at like now? Okay, we got a lot of Judge Judy fans in the house, so there we go. It looks like that might be the winner. Big Up Scopes, I feel. Grimner says, predictions on shirt today. I'm going Hawaiian style. Grimner, you saw the future. What a legend. You need to open up some WWE Champions packs right now because you might get a Hogan real fast. Big Ups, Grimner. Pakapacidi says, all of them. Make your job harder, fun for all. Where's our original Frakes montage, by the way, young guy? Okay, now... The original montage has not happened, but we did get one from Tina who did the newish montage. We'll have to see if we can get the original montage going. That would be a good idea, Pakapacidi. Big Up Scopes, I feel, again, who says, looks same as when he's in his king outfits in the intro. He looks so dumb. It's for his 130 regards. Big Ups. The Camping Dutchman says, Your Honor, there is new evidence for Bird Court. We have new audio-style evidence. DSP unrecorded bag segment 120. New bird footage? Now you have my attention. Okay, remind me to check this at the end, okay? Please, remind me. Because in addition to that, I would like to enter into the evidence. There was band names yesterday that did not say a single word in the chat. The following names are... Cat's Conure Stew, which that would get a ban no matter what, so that doesn't matter, okay? Throw that out. But one that should not result in an instant ban unless you know something is Conure Man, okay? And that was banned instantaneously. The Great Dane is unrelated, but still funny. But they were both banned without saying a single word, so do with that what you will. Pakapacidi says, we need a sun command. Spin that up, Chaos Realm 01. Oh, okay, yeah, full sun command. Okay, I can make that happen. Not too much work. Shiny Teeth says, Dentist Nedry. There we go. And Ewomotive says, hype for 1,000 viewers after 16 years is so sad. It's really I mean, you know, when you had the heights he's had, he's trying to pretend this successful bullshit. It's kind of like a slap in the face, say, oh my God, guys, this video's doing great, right? And also bitch about copyrighted music. It's like, come on, man.
Right. Good morning, everyone. How you doing?
Here we go.
First off, before we get started, I need to ask the live audience.
Oh, please.
Does the microphone sound good? And
no.
The reason I ask you this.
No. Here we go.
Once again, more tech issues, although this one's a minor one. So here's what happened last night. Right before I started my late stream last night,
do it over here,
which was Disco Elysium, I hit start streaming on OBS, and I got a pop-up error claiming that I had too many capture sessions going.
What?
And because of that, it couldn't start. Please close different capture sessions. And I was like, what? And the only thing I could think of is that perhaps over time, some of these processes don't close properly. I don't know if it's just OBS, but I've also been doing a lot of editing in DaVinci Resolve with both videos and thumbnails. And I don't know if any of those affect anything. I'm not a technical guy in this regard. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
But basically, it was telling me, oh, you can't stream. What? So basically, I said, let me restart my computer. So I did. And when I restarted it, everything worked fine. Oh, great, right?
Great,
but then
right?
I didn't realize it.
Huh?
All of my mic settings had reset. And so if you remember a few weeks ago, I think I want to say it was like in early April or maybe even late March, I tweaked the mic a little bit to sound a little different. I wanted it to have a darker tone.
When the birds started talking.
Previously it was way too like bitingly high pitched, and I wanted it to sound, I just actually made it even darker right now. I wanted it to sound deeper, have more bass in my voice. I don't know if the gain has been affected at all because I don't remember what level the gain was at. So it might be a little too loud. In fact, I'm looking right now and it looks like I'm jumping into the red as I talk. And I think that's too much. So maybe.
But isn't it your job to know?
Maybe I'm going to reduce the gain slightly here. It's at 25 decibels. Why don't we bring it down to, say, 22?
Okay.
22 and a half. At 22 and a half, it looks a little better. It looks like it's not going into the red as much.
Should not go into the red ever.
Yeah, and I apologize because
okay.
here's the thing: we tweaked it earlier this month, and I didn't save it. It's my fault. Once you tweak microphone settings with this Shure mic, you can then save that, and then you don't have to keep redoing it. But it's my fault I didn't do that. Here,
What?
you know what? We'll go down one more like this. All right, I went down to 21 decibel boost for the microphone, and now it doesn't appear to be going into the red at all. Maybe
Oh, he means
every
OBS red.
so
My bad.
slightly.
I'm looking at. I was looking at my fucking Scarlet Red thing where like red is bad there, but yeah, at OBS you do want to go in the red. Yeah, you want to tickle the red if you know what I'm saying. That's true.
But it looks like it's been lowered, and I'm going to save it now. Excuse me. So hopefully this sounds good to you guys. If you think that there's an issue, if it sounds too loud or too bassy, too shrill, whatever, let me know, and we can adjust it on the fly. All right, it's my fault. Didn't save it. Oops, lost the settings. Trying to get them back, but I'm sure we'll get them back. Okay.
Man, this is gripping content. Good start. Great
folks,
start.
This week, it's actually going to be pretty hot in Washington. What I mean by that is it's going to be like high 60s, low 70s every day and full sun.
Oh my God. High 60s? Oh my God.
What I mean by that is it's going to be like high 60s, low 70s every day and full sun.
Whoa.
And that's really where the issue lies. As I've told you guys, my studio / office is sitting at the eastern part of my house.
Eastern part.
So as the sun rises more and more during the afternoon, the sun beats on this side of the house and warms up this room by about 20 to 25 degrees. No exaggeration. Because of that, it gets very hot in here on any day where it's like 60 to 70 degrees or higher and sun.
Yeah. And sun. You guys forget about that. I see you fucking trolls forget the sun.
Install my air conditioner yet, and it looks like this weekend it's going back down to the
wait.
afternoon.
Let's do this again.
The sun house.
Okay, let's do the sun. Okay, this is the scientific process of the sun. Listen up.
So as the sun rises more and more during the afternoon,
the sun actually doesn't rise in the afternoon, which is so once we hit noon, where are we at in the sun in Philip's mind?
Part of my house. So as the sun rises more and more during the afternoon, the sun beats on this side of the house and warms up this room by about 20 to 25 degrees. No exaggeration. Because of that, it gets very hot in here on any day where it's like 60 to 70 degrees or higher and sun. I did not install my air conditioner yet, and it looks like this weekend it's going back down to the 50s and rain. So I don't want to install it yet.
Why?
So this week you're going to see me.
When you put an air conditioner in, you don't have to keep it on.
In summertime attire, even though it's still early spring. Just to warn you, if you're wondering why is Phil wearing all these shirts and everything, that's why. And likely if it cools down, then we'll go back to, more like, longer sleeve attire later on. But if it seems to stick around this temperature, then very much next week, I may actually install my air conditioner. In which case...
Excuse me, good sir. I'm looking here to pick up some new summertime garb. Yes. And I'm requiring some long sleeve style clothing. Thank you.
Then I'll keep wearing this kind of stuff endlessly all the way through the fall. Okay, so let's see what happens, because I know there's always this transition between the seasons. People are like, oh, he's changing his attire or whatever. Well, yeah, but it may not be permanent.
Change
All right,
of
we'll
seasons.
have to see what happens over the course of this week.
It will not be permanent. The seasons often do jump back and forth, correct.
But I'm excited. Like I said, I had bought a whole new wardrobe. So I have like 5 or 6 new shirts plus all the shirts from last year.
Yes.
I actually have new shorts as well. Not that you see the shorts on screen or anything.
New shorts?
But I'm ready for the season. I even bought shorter socks. Look. I bought shorter socks.
We need more socks? Do you think that little inch is going to help you stay cooler? We bought shorter socks. These are my summer socks. Suck that one, trolls. You wish you had enough money to buy summer socks. Magic Short Bus says, stop giving LT money. It only gives them incentive to work less and take more vacations. Stop being Sims. Thank you, Magic Short Bus. This was for you. Here we go.
That's gay.
There we go.
The other ones were going up to my ankle. These are just like, what do they call them? Ankle socks or whatever? Or heel socks? I don't know what they're called. So
Essential.
Yeah, I am ready.
That's the only kind of socks I wear, by the way, is ankle. I rock the ankle. Anything else than that, I think you look too daddish. And I know I am a dad, but you know what I'm saying, right? I think if you rock those full ones, you just seem like 10 years older. So that's what I avoid those. I go for the ankle only. But it's only to keep appearances. I actually don't care.
Warmer weather. I'm geared up.
I'll say ankle is gay. Full sock. Okay, child's fashion parade. Okay, not a boots man. Full socks are in, old man. All right, see, I don't know. I'm just going, I need you guys' help.
All righty then, very exciting. Okay. All right, so let's talk. We got a lot of topics to cover today.
One thing, and here, this is a final tip from ALT today. Always just buy a pack of the same color socks. It will change your life. When Chu told me this idea, I don't know how many years ago it was now, she goes, why don't you just get socks that are all the same? And I was like, oh my God, are you a genius or something? You don't have to find the other pair. Changed my life. That's the way. Fuck colors. Same. That's the way to rock. And I rock only. Yeah, that's what I got. Only those. Incredible.
But it shouldn't be too long of a thing. We're going to have definitely some Q&A and chill vibes today. All right. First off, let's talk about yesterday quickly, okay? So, Atomfall.
No, please.
I don't know if this is true or not because I don't spoil myself on games that I play. But I almost feel like we can maybe beat Atomfall this week, okay? The thing with Atomfall that makes it very different than, say, like Fallout or something like that is that there is a definitive
here we go
quest line that you need to complete to beat the game.
Mm-hmm.
All it really is you need to gather batteries.
Like most games, right?
You get batteries from various sources. You can kill robots. You can just find them in the environment. You can get them as quest rewards. Then you need to find entrances to the interchange, which is basically the big bunker. And as you find different entrances to the interchange, you access different wings. There's Alpha, Bravo, Delta, and there's another one it's like four of them, 4 different wings, okay? And each one has its own unique twist. One is like full of the infected ferals. One is electrocuted, stuff like that. One has a bunch of robots. And as you go in them, you power them up with these batteries, and then it links you back to all the other parts of the interchange. So you now have access to kind of go throughout the entire world map from this underground area. The thing is, the game never really explains much of this. So you don't actually know what you're supposed to be doing. And a lot of the time that I've been playing this game, I kind of wandered around, not understanding what was going on. And I'm doing this giant quest with druids and stuff. And I'm like, is this part of the main story? I don't even know. I'm getting confused about it. And really, that's how Atomfall kind of differs from even, say, an Elder Scrolls game. You just kind of wander everywhere. You find stuff for yourself. Sometimes you'll get a quest, and you don't know if that quest is important or not. Is this a side quest? Is this the main quest? Will this lead to it? And the game also has many different branches.
That's what you'd rather not? What do you want? Yes, hello, adventurer. Hail, adventurer. This is a main quest. Would you like to do the main quest? What the fuck? What do you want? You want different color paint.
Branches and ways that you can complete things. Like, I'll give you an example.
Oh, please.
Yesterday, I was in the robotics wing of the interchange, and it said you can't complete this until you get a signal rerouter, I think it was called, or signal redirector, something like that, okay? Well, how do I get it? Well, they give you a clue. So you go after the clue, And as you go to the clue, oh, that's not it. You have to go talk to someone else. So you talk to someone else. Oh, you got to talk to this person. Finally, when you find a person who knows something, they say, well, there's like 3 different ways you can get this thing. The military has one. There's one in a prison, but also I have a clue about this other one. So now it's like, what do I do? And that's really, I think, what Adamfall was trying to do is make it in the ultimate open world, play as you want, make choices, and play it differently if you play it another time. Like, this time, I went after this thing, and I ended up finding out it was in a bunker. Went to one bunker, it wasn't there, but the key to it was in another bunker, so I went to the other bunker, fought the guys in there, opened it, finally got it. Then I was able to go back to the interchange. Or I could have broken into the prison, freed a bunch of prisoners, and one of the prisons actually knows where it is, and then you could go get it that way. So there's different ways to do it, okay? And so now your mic is cutting out. Is the mic cutting out?
Good job.
What do you guys...
Good job, Ronnie Delboy Charts and... Wait, hold on. Ronnie Delboy Chart on Trotter, who says your mic is cutting out, Phil. Good job. Few band names today. Lazy Sock Name Cat is Fat. Family Meal for One Fat Cat. Conyer 1000. Cat's Big Fat Exorcism Demon. Financial Freedom 2014. PWR took DSP's last chip. DSP, the premier PDF curator. And family, I think I read that one. Family Meal for One Cat. Yes, it was very similar, but there we go. That's just this morning. Good job, everybody.
I'm saying the mic is having issues, or are you guys all full of crap? Because a lot of people on Kick are always full of crap. And if they're full of crap, I'm just going to ban them right now. How does the mic sound, everybody? And you better be truthful or else you're going to get the boot.
Yeah, you know what to do. Be truthful. Nick says, ever see the Judge Judy cartoon from 2006? It's called Judge Judy Flash Animation. It's a classic. I'll bring it up, Nick.
Sounds fine. They're full of shit. Okay, I thought so. A bunch of fucking assholes over there.
Yeah,
okay,
cool.
As long as you guys say it's good, that's all I care about. All right. So I think that's what they wanted to do with the game. But because of that, I've been playing this game for like 12, 13 hours, and I feel like half the time I've wasted because I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I didn't know where to go or what to do, what quest lines were important. I really feel like the entire time I was with the Druids, I might have been wasting my time, but maybe not. I don't know. Okay, it's weird because sometimes it'll be like, oh, you have to complete this insanely long quest line to find out how to make an item that you need. But then later on, if you're in another area, you just find the blueprint to make the item randomly anyway.
All right, we'll watch it at the end of the stream, Nick. I promise you we'll watch it. I'd have it up here. It does look funny. We'll watch it at the end. You're a legend. So
why did I do a 4-hour quest line to get it, right? So anyway, here's the deal. As of yesterday, I've opened up all 4 parts of the interchange. They're all connected now, okay? We went back to robotics, and we're apparently at the end of the robotics area. I don't know what's at the end of it. I do know that there's a medical wing, and we haven't gone to the medical wing yet, but we'll be able to now because we've opened up and enabled everything.
You got to remind me.
But then after that, I think all that's left is you go to Oberon, which seems to be the end game of the game, because this is the mystical thing that apparently caused this area to be all weird, to have all these weird radioactive things going on, these creatures being mutated, people turning into ferals or whatever. Whatever it is, it's in Oberon. And I guess you go down there and you make your choices, and that's end game stuff or the end of the game. So next time I play, which is I believe on Wednesday, we may actually beat it. If that's the case, but I don't know because I don't spoil myself.
Right,
so I don't know if we're at the end of it or not. If we are at the end of it, I guess that's great. But obviously, I'd like to know from you guys, without spoiling, are we near the end of the game or not? Is this really end game? Can we beat it this week? Maybe we need another stream next week or another couple streams. I don't know. But I would sure like some...
Ken confirmed that Conyer 1000 did not say a single thing in DSP's chat before being banned.
Guidance, because I want to space out streams and figure out what we're doing. I also don't want to bite off too much at once because then I'm playing too many games, right? So if anyone knows, please let me know how close I am to the end of... Adamfall, but we did a good job yesterday. Good amount of story progress, and I feel like another 2 streams of progress will probably beat it, if not this week. So, great stuff there. Disco Elysium last night. All right, allow me to be very transparent about Disco Elysium. Okay?
Please.
It's an incredibly unique game. It's not like any other game I've played before. Insanely wordy, tons of dialogue, ridiculous amounts of supplementary content and world building that quite honestly doesn't seem to really be that important in the scheme of things in the game. But they put a lot of time and effort into building this world and making it feel real with the amounts of backstory and dialogue and supplementary stuff that it has and the themes that it tackles, you know, like unions versus corporations or
definitely
race and race theory and things like that is crazy because I've never seen these tackled in a game.
Race theory, the start, the finish.
Before.
How to win races.
But they all do it in the universe of the game, so that way you can't really be offended. It's not trying to say one way or the other that one thing is good and one thing is bad. It's trying to make you see, like, if you take these ideas and you kind of put them in a different environment, how interesting it can be. So in that regard...
Oh my God!
I like...
We got some torque on this puppy. Watch this.
Kind of put them in a different environment, how interesting
it can be.
Look at this.
We're in, and look how much power we put into this thing. We are 1 nuck deep. Look at this.
So in that regard,
God.
I like the game.
And
I like the uniqueness of, you know, the RPG elements, leveling up and doing challenges with checks and dice rolls. It's just a unique combination of a
Tokyo
lot
Drift. Nice.
of interesting things. Okay.
That's called the Rainforest Cafe Rub.
But
all servers know that game.
This playthrough
Yeah,
is
please.
the least watched thing that I have done ever on YouTube.
What?
That is not an exaggeration.
Hold on
That is
here.
a fact.
What?
To give you some examples
Boss
of what
man, come on. He has a viral clip. He has a 1,000-view video on the channel as well, boss man. It's fine. It's nothing. It's just one slow video. Come on. You'll be all right.
talking about. So last night I streamed Disco Elysium. We had barely 100 viewers on YouTube.
Cool.
We only had 30-some viewers on Kick. I didn't even have 150 total viewers watching me play Disco Elysium.
Do you get it?
That's the least watched stream
As
I've ever
Ludacris
done.
would say.
In addition,
Do you get
taking
it?
a look at, you know, the actual gameplay videos that I put out of Disco
Yeah,
Elysium.
that's true, too.
Okay.
100 trolls in there, too.
One video right now only has 140 views,
Cool.
and the other has 227
Oh, that's pretty good.
within over 12 hours of them being live. That's insanely low for the record. In
That's
addition-
not. This is, dude. That's not true. You pick a different game, okay? So how about Atom Fall? 4 days ago. 4 days ago, Atom Fall. You're saying that's insanely low? That's 314 from 4 days ago. Not that much more than 220, Philip. Are we just gonna lie about views here with something easily checked? Let's check on Suikoden, the finale, right? Finale. This one's got to get some views, right? 538, 9 days ago. So, I mean, this is pretty much the viewership. Pirate Yakuza. I'm trying to pick different games, too. 13 days ago, Pirate Yakuza. 261, Philip. That's 2 weeks ago. I mean, we can lie as much as we want, but it's pretty easy to check the facts. But all right, we'll just keep saying whatever numbers we want, because that's more fun. All right.
In addition to that, Disco Elysium is giving me all kinds of problems with processing and the videos being able to be watched, and
What?
also
What does that even mean?
the monetization of the videos. Like, everything about this playthrough is just not very popular and giving me problems.
What the fuck could that possibly mean? Video files aren't working because what? Not enough people watch the stream? That's not how that works.
Is just not very popular and giving me problems. Every video is either claimed by a third party, so I can't monetize it at all.
Philip,
Or-
you just told us how little views they're getting. We're talking about less than 1 cent here.
It is basically being like share monetization. So even maybe the dollar I'll make on the video, I'm not making, or half of that is going to somebody else.
Philip, we won't even get $1 on this one, sir.
Right? Now, FYI, I'm about a third into the game. We're about 10 parts in, which is around 12 hours of gameplay.
Oh, yeah, that's
and we're
true.
about a third into the game.
I forgot
from what
about the affiliate link clicks.
to understand. People are saying the game is 30 to 40 hours long, depending on, you know, how you go about it, how much side content you do, etc. The thing is, when I stream it, there is an audience for it. It's just very small. All right. And that audience is appreciative that I'm playing it. I get comments on the videos every time saying, hey, thanks for playing it.
Okay, I'll
we
check
like
that
that
real
you're
quick.
playing something completely different and outside of your normal comfort zone. That's not like an action game or something that you typically do.
Okay.
So that's cool that at least it seems like it's a different genre, a different thing that I normally wouldn't do and people are like.
All right, well, let's just check on that. And I know this isn't a complete check of all the fucking comments because I'm not going to do that. But let's just check one random video from 9 days ago, Disco Elysium. Let's check the comment section. I gave my last $30 to DSP. Now I can't eat. Batman says, where do you get the idea to play these random games? So, yeah, I'm seeing those supportive comments myself. Good point. Definitely truthful here. Thank you.
It. And quite frankly, the game gets support on stream.
From how many
Every time
people?
we've streamed this game 5 times so far, I've hit my support goal. Now, usually it's 1 or 2 people who come in and do a ginormous contribution.
Yes.
Like last night, we were more than halfway into the stream, and we only had like $30 of support, and then someone did like $120 tip and we hit the goal. I'm not complaining, but
yet I will continue to complain here for at least the next 10 minutes.
The point I want to make here is this playthrough is literally the least interested that I've had in any playthrough I've ever done. It just doesn't seem like many people really care about Disco Elysium, at least today. I mean, maybe when it was new in 2019, but it is 2025.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is.
Definitely.
I'm too late to the game.
It's not the climate for that. Big ups Jeff Joestar, who says, can we get random animal and rainforest sounds to give that true Rainforest Cafe experience? All right, I'll give it a shot right now. Here we go. I got something ready for you. Here. Let's turn it down a little bit. Here we go. It's too annoying, but here, this is what it would be like.
And I'll be honest, I do prefer to play games for more people that are going to watch. I'm not saying I need to play for thousands and thousands of people every time, but let me put it this way.
It's a good idea,
The reason that I'm
though.
successful is because I'm a variety streamer and creator that plays a differing style of game pretty much every stream, right? All these genres are being hit.
Watch
and
as the
therefore,
e-beggar
you can come back and watch me
feigns
play games every day
financial
and watch
distress.
something completely different, and there's something for everyone.
Okay, I'll stop.
Today, I'm playing Blueprints, a puzzle game.
Watch as the e-beggar feigns distress in an attempt to gain his low intelligence level fans' favor.
Tonight, I'm playing Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, a hybrid action RPG. Tomorrow, I'm playing Minecraft and Black Ops 6.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you see my point?
I do not.
Completely
What's the
different
point?
genres of games within 2 days.
Yeah.
That's why I'm still here after 17 years.
That's the
because
better one.
Even if there's something that's not so popular or not working as well, I always have something else right around the corner that people are looking forward to. I don't have the same exact people watching me every day. That's very true. Because people are like,
we just agreed with ourselves. We did it. We did the thing. We agreed with ourselves. Listen.
I don't have the same exact people watching me every day. That's very true. Because people are like,
we are arguing with ourselves. That's very true. Amazing.
like, how can this guy make a living when he streams to an audience of only a few hundred people every time he streams? Because it's not the same people. People who are here today might not be here tomorrow, might not be here Thursday. I got an audience for a podcast that may not be the audience for the gameplay.
Yeah.
I got an audience for my wrestling commentary show that may not be the audience that tunes in when I'm building Legos.
Yeah,
Get
that's
it?
a pretty safe bet.
That's the difference. So because of that...
Actually, it's not, though, because the people that watch him watch everything. You know, the real fans, I'm saying. You know, of course, the viewership fluctuates when he's playing a hype game or not. But, I mean, his fans are going to donate money no matter what the fuck they're playing if they want to. It's not about the games. As much as he wishes it was, it's not about the games. You know what I mean? He relies on the games for the viral clips when people are talking about it online, and that's it. That's how the games, like, benefit him. But that's it.
Even though at any given moment, I don't have that many people watching, the good news is there's enough people overall to support me and allow me to make a good living doing what I love.
So that's Sandman96 says the truth statement here. So, like, the new games give him more, like, motivation to beg more, right? So, like, hey, it's a new game, guys. You definitely want to hit this one. We definitely want to hit the goals of this new game. So it's like a reinvigorated begging. You know what I mean? Because it's a new game. That's the only thing, right?
That's the formula that works.
Oh, okay.
In the case of Disco Elysium, this is a game that very few people are caring about. Almost no views on the playthrough. And in addition to that, no one showing up for the streams. But for some bizarre reason, whenever I stream it, some one or two people come and support it, and I hit my goals.
So what do you want to do then?
Is that enough to justify me to continue to play it?
Yes.
That's a good question. Here's the thing.
That's a good question, sir.
I'm liking the game. Okay, I am. I'm enjoying it because it's so unique and different. But I'm going to be very honest here. This is not a kind of game that I can play more than like once a week. With so little views, if I play this more than once a week, what would happen is the same thing that happened to me when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3. If you don't remember, when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, it started off with all this hype because it's a genre of game Phil doesn't usually play.
And you said you hated it and everyone wanted to see the train wreck. Correct. Go ahead.
And it was the game of the year. And then within about 3 weeks of me playing it, no one cared. The streams were dead. We only had like 100, 200 people watching, but people would show up to the streams and support them. So I would have good support, but no one cared. And what happened was on this channel, overall viewership dipped dramatically. For 3 months. My views were way down. My engagement on all my content was way down.
Okay, this is easy to fact check. That's the end of 2024, right? No, that was the King arc. That's the end of 2023, right? That's what he's talking about? I can check that, obviously.
And it actually legit hurt the channel. When my views and engagement dip, it means that the channel won't show up in the algorithm, won't be recommended. Even to people who are like subscribed to me, it means that you see the channel less. And a lot of people at that point were like, well, since he's playing so much of this, I'm going to come back when he's done with this game. And it took me over 3 months to beat it, you see? So it really turned off a lot of people. That's why with Disco Elysium, you've noticed I'm not playing it a lot. If there's such a small group of people who are interested, I can't play it nonstop. So I hope that it's okay that I'm only playing it once a week. In addition to that, it may actually be the actual reason why it gets the support it does. Because think of it this way. If only 1 or 2 people are actually supporting Disco Elysium, do you think they would be able to afford that if I played it 2-3 times a week? I mean, that's, I'm trying to raise $150 a stream. Do you really think that they probably have $450 to dish out every week?
Why don't you ask them directly? You're talking to one person, man. We are actively talking about how to get maximum money from literally one person. All right, so here's the narrative about... Now, I don't know exactly when he did Baldur's Gate 3, but this is... So it did go down, but it's a slow and steady decline that started in May and went to November. Then he got the December boost. But still, it's not like one game made this dip happen, right? As you can see, in May, he had 597,000 views, and then it went down the whole year. It's normal dip that's happening. And then it went up for December, and that was it. By the way, for reference, here is February of 2025. His lowest viewed month ever was February, 410. There we go. If you don't count the ones where he deleted views and stuff. So, yeah. There we go.
Or if I play it once a week, and they only have to support one stream, doesn't that make it a lot easier on them, right? So...
Oh.
There you have it.
Doesn't it make it easier on them? Charles is right. He's talking about milking schedule for a human. Yep. Fake tips don't pay the bills. Good point. Magic Short Bus says, so he's asking Anonymous to start hitting 2 goals. Well, he's talking about how he doesn't want to stretch Anonymous too thin.
You're on them, right? So, there you have it. I think that maybe going ahead and playing it once a week has been working, but we just have to understand that this game is not going to be played very often. It's going to take me a very long time to beat it. For example, I've done 5 streams of it within about a month, okay? And we're a third in. That means I would continue to play it throughout April, May, and likely into June before we get to beat it. And you have to be okay with that. And I hope that you are.
Yeah.
All right? And the other thing is, if, for example, all of a sudden it just stops getting support.
Yeah, which might happen, right?
Can I have a stream where that's going to have nothing, no one's showing up, and no one's going to support it?
I think that's what he's really scared of here, by the way.
This is a business as well as a hobby. Yes, I'm a lifelong gamer, and I love sharing my passion for games with the internet. I surely do. But it's also the way that I make a living and support my family. It's pretty dumb if I'm going to be playing a game on stream and dedicating time to entire streams that no one is showing up for, watching, or supporting. I could just play the game offline in my own time then, correct? So that's why I have to make these smart decisions. And I hope you understand that. Some people don't and actually say really dumb things like, oh, so it's not about his passion for games anymore. Do you open a restaurant because you have passion for food?
Here we go, boys.
Or do you open a restaurant to make money to support your family and run a business, or both? The answer should be both. But that's why you have to make those tough decisions sometimes, right? Perhaps you really like making pizzas, but no one cares about your pizza. All they want is a sandwich. So then you have to make sandwiches because that's what people want, even if your passion is pizzas. Get it? The same
I
thing.
think he's still on this topic because Ralph did a super chat. Is street performing a business too? Streaming is similar to that, or I'm way off base? It's a troll tip. We'll see how he answers that one. I think he's still on this topic. We're only 10 minutes behind, though. So
just because I like Disco Elysium doesn't mean that the audience cares for it, and I have to make tough decisions sometimes, right?
Okay. Just keep playing it, and the whale doesn't show up again. Drop it. Done. That's the true answer.
Let's see how things go. For now, I plan to keep Disco Elysium in the rotation, playing it about once a week, seeing how it goes. And as long as people do still show up to watch and we get some support and hit goals, then I'm going to keep it in the rotation. But if all of a sudden there's a giant drop-off and no one's showing up and it doesn't get support, I got to get rid of it. And I'm sorry, I'm doing my best. I'm telling you up front, it's literally the least watched thing I've ever done in my absolute history. You understand that?
Not by that much, though. It's not like there's many night streams that get 150 viewers. This was a 25-person drop, and the views are similar, as I showed you, with evidence and receipts, to other games he's played. Not that. Not that. Like this one. Not that. Not that one. Not that one. Look at this. That's the 500 views for Blueprints 3 days ago. You know what I'm saying? It's not that crazy. I'll find it a different time. Yeah. The Suikoda video I showed was there. Where is
yesterday
it?
was a great day, and by the way, we hit both support goals yesterday. So now we're at...
You already talked about that. Oh, Henley Park says begging is not a business, Philip.
8 straight streams of hitting my goals, and we are at 17 out of 20 goals hit. Only 3 goals needed, and then it's time for DSP Tries It, Popeyes, pickle menu, including the pickle glazed chicken sandwich, the pickle lemonade, and I'm also going to order an order of their new wings because I haven't tried them yet. They've had them for a few months, and I didn't try them. So I'll do that, and we'll kind of compare that with also the new stuff. So,
all right, a lot of troll tips are coming in for DSP here. The Goat says, why do you make your wife cook while you make $140,000? Let's see if that gets a response. That's coming up. I think he might be on one right here as we're watching, but we'll get there. Big Ups Lyrical Thesis says cat beaters. Okay. We don't appreciate that. And we don't like White Sox like Ryan on YouTube. Lyrical Thesis.
That's awesome. As soon as we hit those goals, we'll do it. So here's the thing. 3 goals to go. If we hit a goal this stream, and then tonight, and then tomorrow, we'll order for tomorrow. It'll be dinner tomorrow after the stream. Okay? If we happen to hit more goals, like 2 goals today, and then another one tonight, we could do it tomorrow as well. If we hit 3 goals on this stream right now, I'll order the food and we'll have it for dinner today right after the Blueprint stream ends. We're not hitting 3 goals on this stream, for the record. That would be incredible. We're not doing that, okay? I'm not expecting that whatsoever. Especially because if you guys haven't noticed, this week, the kick side contributions and support have dried up. Last week, it was amazing because it was my birthday. But now, this week, it is incredibly slow.
It was my birthday.
All day yesterday, the only support I had from Kick was a couple auto resubs, and we had no Kino entry, who did 3 gifted subs, and that was it. Everything else was
shouting out individual people.
Dead. So I don't expect that we're going to be hitting monstrous amounts of goals. But the thing is, I'm only really looking to hit 1 a stream. I'm happy with that. All right? So let's keep that momentum going. Let's hit this stream today for Blueprints. Let's hit it tonight for Pirate Yakuza. Let's do it tomorrow on Minecraft, and let's get our reward tomorrow. The Popeyes DSP Tries It. And then we can work towards whatever's next. And I don't know what's next.
It never
we gotta
stops.
talk about it. We got to look and see. Do we want DSP Tries It? Do we want something different? We could talk about that and try to figure it out. Okay?
That's the cool part. It never stops.
But good stuff. Only 3 goals to go already. Thank you for this great support this week. Very nice of you. Okay? Cool.
We're not going to beg again, right?
By the way, yesterday we had a big chunk of the podcast where we talked about what we should do when we hit 50 goals for a big milestone. And it's going to be a marathon. And we had some really good ideas.
Here we go.
Idea number 1 is the return of viewer's choice, where you guys nominate, vote, and then pick games for me to play. And some of those games will likely become full playthroughs here on the channel, just like we did back in February. And I ended up playing the entirety of Onimusha HD. But in addition, someone came up with an interesting idea: Closet Clean Out 2.0 and the vest and hat retirement event.
I
Meaning,
showed
since I
you
no
this
longer
earlier.
use hats and vests and things in my setup, we don't have the tiered goals anymore. But I have a closet full of this stuff. What we would do is a marathon where during the marathon, I'm cleaning out the closet, reorganizing, and we're just chilling and having fun. But for every level of support that I hit, I would actually put on a vest or a hat. And we would
Put on the vest.
go through all of them. And essentially, let's say, for example, I hit
shiny one
$100. I put on
podcast
the blue
best.
vest. But then when we hit 200, you guys pick the next vest. I take that vest off and I put it into a bin, and then it's in storage and it's been retired. And so by the end of the day, we'll probably go through all the vests, all the hats, because probably every 50 we'll do a hat. You know, we'll just do silly stuff all day. And that'll be a way
Now
to
it's silly stuff.
retire that stuff. You know, it was
But it's
many
real,
years,
though,
through 2020 through 2024 that we were using it. In the middle of last year, we retired it all. It's a good send-off event. Now, we don't have to do that. I'm just saying that was an idea someone had. And there you go. By the way, CCA says, I've been watching Disco Elysium on demand. In some parts, the audio and your mic become muffled. Same issue in the two newest parts. Is it a YouTube issue? Yes. It's the music issue. YouTube is blocking or having issues
No,
with
it's not. They don't automatically do that. You chose to do that, Philip. So just be honest and say, yes, I'm trying to block out the music. Yes, it is a YouTube issue. When I click mute out the music, it doesn't do it so effectively. Yeah.
the music. And so we're trying to run it through.
We're trying to run it through. Who?
Or having issues with the music. And so we're trying to run it through to get it to be okay with YouTube. But when YouTube does that, sometimes it muffles the audio. It's for some reason.
So you are choosing to do that in an attempt to get all the ad revenue from that 200 view video.
Makers of the game loaded the soundtrack of the game into YouTube's copyright engine. So if anyone plays it, the game gets all fucked up. And that
doesn't mean the game necessarily did that. It could be any of the copyright holders.
It's their fault. I don't know why the makers of the game did that. Almost no game developers do that, but they chose to do it, and it's screwing up everyone's playthroughs. So
it's screwing up everyone's playthroughs. Big ups, Keel. Pay me to clean. He's a Twitch girly now. I'll clean out my closet. Write your guys' names on the board in the back.
It is what it is. It sucks. I don't know why they did that. That's pretty dumb. It's the same thing that happened with GTA back in the day. You know, all those playthroughs that had licensed music. It's really dumb.
Because very few percentile of gamers are streamers, so they don't give a fuck.
50 goals coming up.
Okay.
Excited to see how that goes and go from there. All right. So anyway, let's do some shout outs to get today's momentum started. Let's see how we're doing. And then let's talk about some of the topics for today. I just want to briefly talk about the schedule for the week. Into my stream. Let's see here.
Flat Dent B. All right, must be a
Someone
troll.
sent me $1 saying there's some kind of a thing you can do online.
Uh-oh.
If you insert a Twitter or X username, you generate free content creator Pokemon card.
What?
And I can make Chat GPT AI action figures of myself.
Oh yeah, he's talking about the hot thing on Twitter now is making action figures for yourself. A lot of people did funny DSP ones. I'll show you one of them here. Hold on. I'll get it for you.
I don't know about that. Maybe one day if we're really bored, we'll look into that.
Oh, we're really bored now.
I don't think that's something that I want to do today, but thanks for the $1 tip. Sounds kind of silly. Let's see here.
There's one. That's from Great White Hype on Twitter.
Oh, this is a troll. No wonder. I should have recognized the email address. My fault. Big Boss with our first super chat of the day. $1.99 super chat. He says, Black Ops 6 Zombies is single player now. It would be cool. What do you mean? Zombies has always been single player. You can play it by yourself. It's just nowhere near as good.
You get it.
When you play it by yourself. It's a much, much, much better game when you team up with others, because if you're by yourself, you can't even revive yourself unless you buy the auto revive, which is a rare thing to get. You know, if you're teaming up with other people, you can revive and back each other up. It's very boring to play by yourself. So I would not want to do that, I don't think. Being honest, okay? There was a troll super chat. Thanks, stupid. It's just hilarious. Just listen to this.
Here we go. Yes, here we go. And these action figures are cool, but I only like one action figure. The OG, the guy. Come on, this is legit. This is what action figures look like. Get on this level. Come on. We got to do another one. We got to make it happen. It's time. It's been too long. It's time to make the original come back in a new form. All right, come on.
Begging is not a business.
Yes,
okay.
Correct.
My model is that I give you content for free, you enjoy the content, and then you support it. Me sitting here and saying, hey, I have some goals for support, let's hit them, and then giving you positive reinforcement for it, such as, hey, if we hit the goal, we'll have a celebration.
It is wild to call it positive reinforcement, because the only time I've ever heard like people say positive reinforcement is with discipline issues with dogs and like kids. Like kindergartners, you know what I mean? That's the only time I've heard that word used, positive reinforcement, you know?
When we hit a certain amount of goals, we do a big reward. That's not begging, you imbecile. Begging is when you sit on the street with nothing to offer society and you shake a cup and you say,
yeah, what about if they're playing guitar? That's offering some content. What about playing drums? What about doing spoken word poetry? All these things people offer.
Alms for the poor. I'm not a poor. Okay? I'm not. I make a good living because I provide content people like, and then when they like it, they reciprocate. If you think that's begging, you're just dead wrong because you're a jealous imbecile who wishes that they could have everything that I have and you don't.
Yes.
And you're just so jealous about it, you can't come to grips with reality that I have a business that has been successful now since 2011.
Based on what?
That's right. I've been doing this for a living for 14 years.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it for as long as I want, as successfully and to the level that I want, doing the content that I want, and there's nothing you can do about it. Get it?
Yeah, you
That's
get it?
Your jealousy, your incredible jealousy, is embarrassing to humanity. So please shut up. But thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that you are supporting the content, even though I didn't even ask for anything. There you go. There was no begging required. You just forthcoming with the support.
So you do admit that you do beg, though, then, right? That you just said, like, sometimes you do need to beg to get the money?
So thanks. Anyway, let's get back to business here. What's up, King Michael? How you doing? What's up, Toasty Chestnuts? How you guys doing today over on Kick? Good to see you both.
That's two.
Mark Samillion did a $2 super chat. He says, you look exactly like Dennis Nedry. I think you're right. Doesn't this look like the shirt he wore in Jurassic Park? Or was his lighter blue? You know what it is? I get confused.
That's not exactly a positive, man. That's not exactly a positive. You look like Dennis Nedry. Yes, thank you. I also aspire to be called Dennis Nedry.
Because didn't he also, that same actor, didn't he wear those similar shirts also on Seinfeld? So I think on Seinfeld he wore one that was light blue, and in Jurassic Park did he wear one that was darker blue like this? I can't remember.
Begs to differ.
But anyway, I have a few different new shirts like this. You saw one the other day that looks just like Tommy Vercetti's shirt from Vice City, and now we've got this one. There's a few. There's like 3 or 4 new ones coming that you'll probably see this week in the rotation. So there you go. So thank you for that, Mark Samillion. A $2 super chat. Boss did a $4.99 super chat, so that will be our biggest one. Let's get that on the lead. Storing vests and hats. And Big Boss now says, instead of storing vests and hats, every $1,000 made during a marathon, randomly give away a signed vest and hat. It would be cool.
Oh my God, is he going to take this seriously? I think he might. Big Ups to Pasta Maker says, hate to rain on the parade, but there's that snitch in his chat who told him about the questions. Could have alerted Phil to the Kanye talk to. But that's different because why would you ban people just like with the name Kanye? If it's not true, then just like ignore it, right? But if it is true, you'd still want to ban it. Like, oh shit, they know it's a Kanye. Like, it's not exactly comparable, but I don't know. Like, the questions I get because he knows it's all a meme, but this saying Kanye, well, I guess he would treat that as a meme. He'd ban that too. Yeah, who knows?
I keep telling you guys this, but people don't listen.
Yeah, we don't listen.
There's no viable way to mail this shit all around the world. Don't you know
okay,
that?
There's the Ralph super chat I told you about. Is street performing a business too? They're asking the same question I did.
Like, I've explained this before. Like, when I first started doing my seasonal giveaways, which I used to do in the fourth quarter of every year, I called it the Hardcore Gaming Season Giveaway. I would give away games, collectibles, autographed merch, and other various things. One time I even gave away a PlayStation 4 at its launch, okay?
And don't forget the empty game boxes. Want to say
but
those?
I used to do this regularly.
Oh, okay. We don't say those.
Every fourth quarter of the year, like clockwork. And well, here's what ended up happening is I realized I don't just have a domestic viewer base. The people who watch me aren't just in the United States. You guys are in Canada. You guys are in the UK.
2 items?
You guys are in various parts of Europe spread out, but you're also in Asia, right?
Oh, you're also in Asia. Chris Dorner Spectre says Global Post was expected 20 years ago.
Some viewers in like South America. Okay.
Whoa.
And what would happen is people would enter these contests to win stuff, and they would, and then I would go to mail it. And it would be like, first of all, almost impossible to mail it properly because trying to mail stuff internationally is very different than mailing it domestically.
No, it's
not.
not.
You don't know how to put the address on the package.
You just write the address the person tells you. Keep going.
It's very complicated.
No, it's not very complicated at all. Good try, though. Good try. Definitely.
Mailing it domestically.
Yeah, you got to write out an address. Who knows what the fuck that says?
You don't know how to put the address on the package. It's very complicated. But in addition, I'll give you a perfect example here. Sometimes I'd be mailing, say, a game. Now, the game's worth $20. So I sign the box. Here we go. I go to mail it, and they'd be like, oh, you're mailing that to, Brazil?
Yeah.
Okay, that's $70.
Okay.
What? Yeah, it's $70. And by the way, this was over a decade ago. So you can imagine shipping costs probably have exponentially increased in the last decade.
That's $700 now.
So, sadly, the idea of physical giveaways isn't as easy as you think, okay? The people who typically do physical giveaways are people who are very big and have people they can hire to do it for them, and they can, take care of all that stressful nonsense of the logistics and paying for it and making sure that it tracks and gets there. I can't do that. It's just too annoying.
I saw someone in chat ask about the banned boxes. Where was it? I missed it. I missed you, but someone's asking about the empty game boxes, and I will answer for you, sir. Oh, Ardnet says, I can't read chat. What is the lore of the empty boxes? Well, I can tell you real quick. I did a stream about this, though, too. But Phil did the giveaway season. 2 years he did this. We would give something away every month. What you had to do is sign up for write something in the forums, and then he'd put you into a lottery-style system, and he'd give you something. Well, sometimes they were old games he already played, but also sometimes they were just the empty game boxes of stuff. And what it would be was like the special content from like, I don't know, I can't remember the games. Like Halo 3, let's say. You get the extra shit in the box, but not the game. And that would be what he gave away. And even Panda gave him shit for that. Because... she said she gave him shit for saying like it's a cool thing. Now the game is not in it, and it's very funny. But I did do that. I did a lore dive on that. If you want to see that, I'll try to find the link.
Too expensive. All right, that's one of the major reasons why I completely stopped doing actual giveaways. At one point, I was selling Project 7 T-shirts. Again, this was over a decade ago. I was selling the shirt for a $20 patron pledge, and then I would mail it. And it would cost me $40 to get it to you, so I lost $20 on the deal.
Yeah.
I was losing money doing it.
But they are Patreon, so you got money from them.
I stopped doing physical stuff a long time ago for good reason. All right? I have no plans on doing any physical mailings or giveaways. It's just not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? My content is right here. This is it. If you want me to do something digitally, make you some content, that's one thing.
Good point, Ricky. Some people didn't even reply when they won, and he would get pissed.
Do something on stream, do a taste test, do a special marathon, play a game. That's the content I make. I don't do physical giveaways for a reason. There's also a reason with merch. That's why I have a third-party company that makes my merch and ships it to you, because I don't have the time and logistics to handle it like they do. Get it?
Big ups Logan K about the microphone. Says, how is adding 25 not completely blown out? I'd be interested to see his mic settings. Yeah, if he's adding 25 to it, I mean, that's pretty intense gain, right? boost on that mic. You know they're fucked up, man. You know those settings are fucked up.
So there you go.
Logan.
I hope that makes sense. Okay. Ian S. with a 5-member bomb. Thank you, Ian, for the memberships this morning. Appreciate that.
Let's get that up on the one leaderboard. About the musicians on the street?
Memberships, I hope you enjoy them.
You going to forget about those?
And that's good for $15 of support this morning. That gets us up to, is street performing a business?
Yes.
Streaming is similar to that. Yeah, it is. Absolutely, street performing is a business. Did you know street performers have to report all of their income?
Yeah, they're definitely reporting their income. Yep.
All of it. Okay. And they have to pay taxes on it. It's a business.
Oh,
1 million
yeah, they're
they have to be
definitely doing
registered.
it.
Absolutely. Yes. Street performers in the United States are businesses and have to be treated as such. That's correct. 100%. If they don't, they're breaking the law. Now, does anyone go after them? Who knows?
Yeah, maybe they don't have enough fucking money to go to the law to report and do their taxes, man. Amazing. How dumb do you think people are?
Then again, the average street performer probably, quite honestly, doesn't make as much as, say, a full-time streamer like me.
Thank you for re-upping your membership.
They don't.
I appreciate that.
So maybe they get away with it. But me, everything I do is done properly, reported properly.
Oh, wait, I got a live picture of the camp for the live performers DSP's talking about. Here, hold on, I found them. This is pretty cool. It's like it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It looks like a dorm situation where all the street performers go at night. And this is what they do after they file their taxes. This is where they go. So it's kind of interesting here. I didn't expect to see this. So yeah, this is the street performers that have just finished filing their taxes. And yeah, they're all above board here. They're getting ready for their performances on the following day. So that's pretty cool. This is how they do it. They're definitely filing their taxes, though. Okay? So, yeah, there we go.
Properly, claimed properly and or paid for properly. I pay a lot of taxes, all right? So, there you go. So, yeah. But yeah, no, it's I would argue if you're talking like a comparison, because a street performer gives away their craft for free, and then if you like what they just did, you support them.
They beg, right?
Yeah, I would say. Yes. I would say that it's very similar, but the virtual has become way more predominant than the IRL.
I don't think that's even true. I'm pretty sure there's more beggars on the street than streamers right now, but okay. That shows how little you know about the world, doesn't it?
Right. Street performer maybe was what laid the groundwork for now the online content creator.
He's pretending there's no poor aspect to this. That's what he's doing.
Okay.
Cool. Magic Sherpa says, technically, beggars should file their taxes too. Well, they should, yeah, but unfortunately, they don't have enough money for a pen. So, well, some of them. I know there's douchebags out there, but you know what I'm saying. True street performers is what I'm talking about. Not the people that are doing it for fun or whatever, but you know. Papa Polka in the house says, he tells people not to attend games they don't like. He says he has a different audience for each game. Why is it these people's concern what the fuck is going on with Disco Elysium if they've done what he asks? Good question. Why should I care if I'm just for DSP, want to see fucking Yakuza? Why do I give a fuck about Disco Elysium? But that's because they're all there, so.
Let's see here.
They're all watching all the streams, the people that support. Robert Williams says, the ambiance is just all the pets in the same room. The rainforest? Yeah. That's what his house sounds like.
The Go did a $2 super chat. Why do you make your wife work and cook when you make $140,000?
Yes. Here we go. He read it. He instantly regretted it too. Watch this. He instantly regretted it. Whoops. Didn't want to read that one, did you, Philip? Here we go.
Let's see here. The Go did a $2 super chat. Why do you make your wife work and cook when you make $140,000?
Real quick, before we start, notice how he tried to pretend he spelled it wrong. Why do you make your wife work? But it's all spelled correctly, so he realized he couldn't go with that narrative. Nice try, though, Philip. Let's go.
First of all, you have absolutely, positively no idea how much money I make.
You show it every day.
Because all the morons who try to, he makes this, he makes that, you have no clue.
Okay.
Because you actually can't quantify what I make. You don't know what % of anything that I get on a stream I actually keep.
Yes.
And how much goes to taxes or whatever. You have no idea what's real or not. right? I said this before. You literally have no idea if I've ever received a tip.
I know, but you say you don't fake them, so we're just taking at your word.
They could all be real. They could all be fake. Some could be real. Some could be fake. And the truth is, it's none of your business.
So you don't lie, though, right? So
it's my business, not yours. So all these morons out there who try to figure this shit out, oh, Phil made this, Phil made that, Phil made that. You don't know what I make. I could be making 3 times that, and I could be making 1/3 of that, and it's none of your business.
But answer the question.
Okay. Now, why does my wife work?
Yeah.
Well, because she wants to.
Does she? She was literally crying at the thought of doing something else, according to Philip. Also, he said many times how much she hates retail and how it's hell working in retail. Are you going to pretend you didn't say these things on stream? Talking about how much she hates her job?
She doesn't want to sit around the house all goddamn day. Okay?
Okay.
Because by having her work, it alleviates the financial responsibilities around here. Instead of it all being on my shoulders, it's a second income that goes towards very important things.
Yeah, those 3 days a week part-time is really coming in clutch, let me tell you.
Okay. Our finances are set up in a certain way on purpose. So basically,
what does that mean? What the fuck does that mean?
Okay. Our finances are set up in a certain way.
Roommate much? Separate accounts. Absolutely true. Separate accounts. Absolutely true. And not there's anything wrong with that. You know, people do their finances all how you want, right? But when someone's making way more than the other one, that's a little bit sus, right? That's when it gets to be a little bit sus. You know what I'm saying?
Very important things. Okay. Our finances are set up in a certain way on purpose. So basically, allow me to explain in the best way possible.
Oh,
okay?
please.
Let me see if I can phrase this in a way.
Yeah, see, that's the key. A lot of people have separate accounts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a bad idea to have separate accounts. But the difference here is, I'm sure normal people that are in relationships have an idea about what the other person's making. Kat has no clue. You know that. You know that. Eric Newton in the house says, if he considers a success, I'd hate to think what he considers failure. He knows he's a failure, but he have to cope with it by saying how successful we are all the time. That's the best way to show you're successful, telling everyone.
That makes sense.
Rainforest
Fuck
Cafe.
off. Go fuck yourself. Mind your own business. What my wife and I do is our business, not yours. And you don't know better than us, so kiss my ass. Burger King.
So it really struck a nerve there, huh? And the more pissed he gets, the more true you know it is, by the way. And good crop on that, by the way. Perfect crop here. Rainforest Cafe.
There we go. The camera was slightly off.
Yes, it was. Wandering Monk says, hope she divorces him and takes everything but Jasper. Leave him with Jasper? That would be the funniest, but I feel bad for Jasper in that case. Iwamoto says, claiming he has passion for games is insulting. Absolutely true. Absolutely.
Text them all. Intrusive, nosy question that's none of your business.
Okay, well, good thing you answered it with class. And nothing that showed a little bit more than you probably wanted to reveal. We have set up our finances. All right. The more angry he gets, it's 100% true. Correct. The more angry he gets, the more truth is in the statements. That's always been a fact. That's always been a fact. Here we go.
Okay. Maybe we'll see some people drop some member bombs.
Take up some manga.
Alrighty, so we're off to a good start. 32.
What do we got for you, Manga? Here we go. This is for you. Big ups for the bomb. Ready? Go! That's a sad one. That was not cool. This one. That one's better. Big ups Overcan. Pavlov Side Gaming. Yep. That sounds fun here.
$2 to support. All right.
Big ups,
and
Manga. Big ups Overcan.
Thank you guys for
anything
that.
else.
I appreciate that. People are saying stop ignoring Cade. Is Cade tagging me? I haven't seen Cade say a word to me yet.
Yeah.
Cade, if you tag me, I'll respond. I didn't see what you were saying.
Cade has been endlessly telling Philip to ignore the trolls. He just can't do that, so. Big ass Magic Short Bus.
I was answering, the contributions. So, anyway. So, guys,
short
good
bus.
momentum getting started. Again, 8 straight streams, we've hit the goals. Let's continue to hit the goals. Let's hit stream number 9 right now. All right? So, let's get our first sub for Kick today. We have no subs on Kick. Let's get our first sub over on Kick. Let's get someone to...
This is why we have separate accounts, dumb fucks!
Top the $5 super chat. That's currently the top super chat. Let's get someone to top the incredibly low dollar tip. All right? Let's do it.
Henley Parks super chat. See, another troll tip. I told you they were coming. Beg, Piggy, Beg, the king of e-begging. That was the last one there.
All right, so Cade says, do you think if you started Atomfall knowing how it was designed that you would have enjoyed it more? Also, will upgrading memberships count toward the goal? Well, number one, if I had known that Atomfall was 100% kind of not guided and more like open exploration, would I have liked it more? I don't know if I would have liked it more.
Why don't you... So that means you have preconceived notions about a game?
It is what
Great
it
question.
is. For me, the major problem with the game is the combat. The combat is not fun. It's tedious. It's cumbersome. It doesn't have anything special to it. So when the game throws a bunch of enemies at you, you're just grown. You're like, oh, no, I got to fight for like 10 minutes now. Because that's how the game's designed, is when you fight.
You're just grown?
Enemies, and got to fight. But when the game throws a bunch of enemies at you, you're just grown. You're like, oh.
Yeah, you're just grown.
Enemies and people all at once. Which is really dumb. Oh, you're in the Druid map? You better expect to be fighting Druids nonstop. That's what I don't like about the game. I wish that it had something special to the combat. Like, Fallout has VATS, okay? Elder Scrolls has a combination of interesting melee with magic use, and with Skyrim, they added these shout mechanics. So the combat was engaging. There's nothing engaging in the combat of this game. It's very tedious and boring, not well-defined, and not even well-polished. Like, I couldn't tell you how many times I'm literally point blank with someone with a shotgun, and I fire, and the shotgun has no effect or little effect on the enemy. I'm like, what is everyone a Terminator? What the fuck are you talking about? It's a shotgun. If I'm anywhere near you and I point towards you and pull the trigger, you're fucked. That in real life, someone doesn't have a shotgun and fire, and every buckshot misses. Like, what are you, crazy? But that's how
Have you been out in the battlefield? No.
The game treats it.
Because Pigpen Lord of Dirt says, Phil's repetition bothers me so much. I do the same thing to reason out decision when I'm alone. Phil's 100% trying to justify success to himself. Yes, that is true. Phil is very often talking to himself it's kind of like a self-soothing thing. What's that called when you try to say something? Affirmative, well, not self-affirmative. Affirmative, not affirmative action. Self-affirming. Fuck, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about. Self-affirmations. There we go. Bingo, Nozaku boy.
So anyway, that's
what
my
he
criticism.
does all the time. Self-affirmations, constantly, every day. I am successful. I am not an e-beggar. I do have a family. I am not wings. That's what he does every morning, I'm sure.
The open world mechanics and the fact that you don't know where to go and don't really know what to do, or that there's so many different ways to complete quests. It's more of a descriptor than a complaint. I'm not really complaining about it, but as a streamer, it makes it tougher to figure out how far along in the game you are, and that is a little annoying and challenging, but that's because I'm a streamer. That's really not a criticism of the game, you know? Okay. All right, folks. So,
thank
you for the early support. Let's hit the goals today. In fact, what I would say is, at the very least, let's hit $50 before we start with blueprints today.
Please, yes.
Notably, speaking of which, let's hit up the schedule for today.
Okay, we're going to skip that. Because Prophet, who says, so the Dents know he's faking tips. He knows he can't fake it every time he streams it, so he needs to come up with a new scam. Well, it sounds like your Prophet 100% in the fake tip side of things. I still, hesitate to say fake tips. So I know there's been some weird ones, but that one, I don't know.
First off, we've got today Blueprints continuing, which I'm excited for. I think Blueprints is a great, unique game. And, Cade says the upgrade membership part of the question. Honestly, Cade, I don't know. I don't know Friday and Saturday of this week.
Right.
I'm actually celebrating my wedding anniversary late. It was last week, but we're celebrating it together this week. And we've got some errands and things to do, so there you go. All right? So that's the schedule for the week. All right, so Cade did upgrade his membership to Super. So like I said, that's about additional $5. Okay? $7 of support. Thank you very much, Cade, for upgrading to the Super Supporter level. Thank you, thank you.
Big up Steve's Master. Doesn't he still owe a marathon for the 100 goals? Yeah, but he's doing that for the birthday one. He did the birthday one instead of that one. So we kind of like just skipped the marathon because he didn't want to run the dents too thin.
Okay. So we have an interesting topic to cover today. You ready for this, everyone? It was announced yesterday, actually during my live stream, that in certain parts of the world, the PlayStation 5's price is going to rise. Okay? So here it is. Officially from the PlayStation blog, PlayStation 5's price to rise in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand.
He is? Kate is a dent tractor. They were in King Jet Bingo the other day. Oh, okay.
The disc drive for PS5 price will be reduced in these regions. With a backdrop of a challenging economic environment, including high inflation and fluctuating exchange rates, SIE, that's Sony Interactive Entertainment, has made the tough decision to raise the recommended retail price of the PlayStation 5 console in select markets in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. The updated PS5 recommended retail prices are effective starting April 14th as follows. In Europe, PS5 Digital now goes for €4.99. No pricing changes for the standard PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive. So the one that comes with the drive will not increase, only the one without it.
I would do it.
In the UK specifically, PS5 Digital Edition will be now.
You don't have to read all of the fucking items here, man.
$129.90.
He's reading all of them, yeah. Okay. Next we have the UK, and that's United Kingdom. That's for the PS5 Digital Edition.
£9. In Australia, standard PS5 with the Blu-ray disc drive is increasing to $829.95 Australian bucks. And the digital is going up to $750. New Zealand, the standard PS5 with $859.
Big ups, Lyrical Thesis says, have you ever all checked out Professor Sam Vaknin? Dude nails the narcissist topic filled to a T. Rest in peace. I'll check it out. Lyrical Thesis, let me get it up.
Now, the PS5 Pros, interestingly enough,
sounds like will
be unchanged.
Sounds like a Batman villain or something. Sam Vaknin. Diagnosing narcissism is only the start.
Standard PS5s are being changed, okay? Additionally, the disc drive for PS5 is getting a price decrease. So in Europe, it's now going to be €80. In the UK, it'll be £70. In Australia, $125. And New Zealand, $140. Okay? Now, interestingly enough, and this is what I find hilarious, okay? This is the official Sony blog post. Do you see a critical piece of information actually missing from the post that makes it...
So I looked up the video, Lyrical Thesis shouted out. Look at this. Look at the thumbnail. If he mentions DSP in this fucking video, man. Is everyone a narcissist with the fucking bunnies? Banks Bunny, no!
Completely worthless. Allow me to clarify.
Oh, please.
They don't tell you the original prices. So unless you live in
Why
this country,
would they?
Unless you're in Europe or the
Do you know how marketing works? They don't want to list the original price because then you'll see how much they raised it by, which is more negative than just telling you the new fucking price.
UK or Australia or New Zealand. How would you know what the original price was?
They do not want you to know that, actually.
Increase. So Sony, they're so pathetic, okay?
Oh, here we go.
They know that if they don't list the original price, it makes it harder for you to figure out how much they've actually increased the price. And that's what they want. They think they look better if you don't actually know how much they increased it.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. It's
Do you get it?
Anti-consumer. That's just fucking annoying. Because everyone can get that information, but they have to work harder. They have to go search somewhere else.
That's the fucking point.
So incredibly fucking lazy by Sony to drop this blog post. So Isabel Tomatis, you idiot, put the fucking original price in there, you lazy bum.
Oh, well, you want to say something else there instead of bum, didn't you? I thought for a second.
And don't make people do extra work to figure out how much more greedy you're becoming.
Why don't you do it yourself? Or?
Okay.
By the way, Philip doesn't live in any of these countries, so this doesn't affect him at all. But okay.
Same thing here. Why don't you tell us the original prices of the disk drives so we can figure out how much of a discount you're giving on it? Why are you being an asshole? Come on, Isabel Tomato, or whatever your name is. Put the fucking information in your blog post. Stop being annoying.
Cool.
Anyway, luckily for us.
Good point, Pakvasidi. Kind of like him not telling us how much he makes, because it's rather more difficult to find out. Iwamoto says, not poor, but still begging is arguably worse. And I think it absolutely is worse. Begging when you don't have to is the worst thing you can do. Begging when you have to, like legitimately have to, is like, I mean, there's times when that might happen, right? And you have to do it. Begging when you don't have to is like the scum of scum. You know what I'm saying? Like 100% the worst thing you can do. You know? Begging people for their money that they got, however the fuck they got it, usually from working, and saying, I want that for not working, right? That's really fucking bad.
Okay. Different people have done the math. So, for example, Tom Warren on X says, in the UK, essentially it's a 10% price increase.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
Okay. It's basically a little different each place, but you're talking roughly a range of about 10 to 20% price increases. All right? Okay. But also what's interesting is that if you're not aware, this already happened years ago. They already increased the price of the PS5 in 2022. So this is the second time that there's actually a price increase. Here's
would have been nice to have this one up before, huh?
Australia. So there you go. The launch price and the current price and the price change. So as you can see, the disc
pretty easy to find that information, wasn't it?
Drive got a discount of about a fifth, so 20%. But the consoles have also got an increase. The base edition, the digital edition, excuse me, that's about a fifth of the price tag right there. But the disc edition...
Look at that person on YouTube. Look at that picture. Bach! Love the shirt, bro. You're a legend, whoever that you are. To the Bach. Love the shirt.
is not as much of an increase.
Nice.
Okay. So thanks, Sony, for having people have to do this because you're too lazy. Look, I had to open Excel to do it, too. Like,
open Excel? I will not stand for this. I have to open up Excel? You didn't have to open up Excel? This dude on Twitter did. We're just making up stuff to bitch about.
And you do this work, assholes. But anyway, you might say, well, why are they really doing this? Okay, what's the real deal here?
No, what's the real deal? Break it down for us here. We're dumb. Break it down for us. What does this mean for us, people that live in the United States of America?
You know, interestingly enough.
For in my case, of course.
If you're not aware.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
This is the real first time this has happened, okay? Historically, if you look at console history, a console would have a higher launch price, and then over time, what they usually would do is find a way to manufacture that console cheaper than the initial launch. So they would have other waves of that console being released that would be cheaper because they found a way to drop the cost of manufacturing that console.
Okay.
In addition,
good point.
Because the console's older, all right, usually things like competition in the marketplace make it that they want to make it more price attractive to new consumers who maybe haven't adopted their console yet. You know, when you initially launch a new piece of hardware, you could charge a lot more because the early adopters who want it first are willing to pay that premium price to be some of the first people to have that piece of new tech. But once a piece of tech is 2 years, 3 years, 5 years old, it's not as attractive anymore because there's usually other things in the market that are competitive towards it.
But
and
in
therefore,
this case, they're
you want
not?
to be more price competitive. Correct? That makes sense, right? That makes sense. So, in this case, for example, take a look at Super Nintendo. Take a look at the Genesis. Take a look at the PlayStation.
Oh, very current references. Thank you, Philip. The Super Nintendo.
PlayStation 2. They all started with a base model.
Okay.
And then after 3 or 4 years, they came out with a shorter model or a smaller model.
A shorter model
that was more compact.
Who among us didn't love the Super Nintendo short?
That was easier to manufacture. And then they would drop the price. So now PlayStation 1 at launch was what, $400, $500? But now you got the Model 2 or Model 3 PlayStation.
Yeah, Super Nintendo and Genesis legitimately did not do that. Genesis actually added shit onto it, but Super Nintendo never did that.
That's actually much smaller, has better tech in it, but is much cheaper. It's like $200, right? I remember at one point, do you remember GameCube? At launch was $300-$400, but at one point they were selling them for under $100 during its life cycle. And that wasn't because they were trying to liquidate. Nintendo just wanted to get the product out there. They wanted to compete, okay? That was a long time ago. Now, things have changed. And if you want to know the truth, I think there's really 2 key reasons why things have changed.
Whoa, that was stealthy.
There's really 2 key reasons why things have changed.
Mid-sentence style.
Okay. 2 key reasons why things have changed.
Oh,
okay.
Very ballsy going for that in the middle of a sentence. Reno Ryan says, ALT, do you think Phil will stoop so low that he would write people's names on his moves? I don't think so. I think that's too low for him, I think. But you'll never know.
Okay.
SNES did have a slimmer style model? Come on. Show me this.
In regards to this, all right?
When did that come out?
Number one, I just don't think that competition is today like it used to be.
This is fake news. I mean, maybe it's not, but I'm looking it up.
So let's go back to that 1990s era that I was just referencing, the Super Nintendo, the Genesis, the PlayStation 1, etc. It was very dog-eat-dog back then.
Definitely.
I mean, you had vicious ad campaigns between these companies, you know, where the Sega ad shows a toy box opening and they're throwing the Super Nintendo into the toy box saying that's just a child's toy. Our product, child's toy box opening and they're throwing the Super Nintendo into the toy box saying that's just a child's toy. Our product is much better and more adult-oriented and more serious than theirs. You don't want their, crappy play school console. You want the adult console with the edgy content.
Okay, there you go.
Right?
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
And then when PlayStation came out, they were like, take a look at our graphics. Take a look at our storage capacity and everything we can do with the disc. Why would you want to buy the N64 that's still on, left behind on cartridge? It was very interesting how these companies went at each other back then. All right. And definitely.
Okay, so Sega did have different models. I never seen that, but I'm still waiting to hear from back then. I know they made new Super Nintendos in the last 10 years. Those don't count. I'm talking about back then. I don't remember Super Nintendo ever having a different style, but I'm ready to be proven wrong.
Definitely. One of the major things that was up for debate back then was the pricing. Initially, all the consoles would be pricey at launch, but then they would all want to compete and keep dropping prices over time. It was a very common practice. But today, if you take a look, all right, let's take a look at the console landscape, shall we?
Oh, please, yeah.
So you've got the Switch, which has now been out for 8 years and is about to be retired. And we have the Switch 2 coming out in a couple of months. That's going to be $450 or more. We don't know yet, but let's say $450 for the Switch 2. You've got the PlayStation 5, where you've got the base model that has 2 versions, the digital and the disc, and it's going for roughly worldwide between $400, $500. We just saw there is a price increase in certain places, but the equivalent is around $400 or $500. But then there's a PS5 Pro. That's the top of the line console, comparable with like a upper mid-range gaming PC, and that goes for a bigger premium price. What is that now, $600, something like that? So it's a couple $100 more, all right? Then you got the Xbox Series S and X, and this is really the difference here, all right?
Here's the difference.
Is previously...
I always felt it on this one, but I can't say I've ever seen those in the wild. I have the left 2 ones, by the way. I got the Japanese and the real one, my original. But I've never seen the ones on the right. But they do exist, so I'm felt it. Take it. Eat it.
You would argue that there was a direct competitor when it comes to who is the top dog in consoles. But today in 2025, can we honestly argue that the Xbox is actually actively trying to compete and or is a serious competitor with the PlayStation 5? My honest opinion is it's not.
Ooh.
Okay, that's my honest opinion. You could disagree with me, but I feel like Xbox gave up. Microsoft threw in the towel and decided we botched everything, even though we have a console that is technologically similar and or competitive with the PlayStation 5. We screwed up all of our marketing. We screwed up our public perception. And now people don't take us seriously as a hardware manufacturer anymore.
Ah, yes.
They just see us as a game distributor, right? What is the big selling point of anything Xbox? Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's not
is that
exclusive
a negative?
games.
Okay.
It's not we have better graphics or better controls. It's buy Game Pass and get a whole bunch of games every month for $20.
So is that a negative, or
If
not
you don't
sure how to
believe
think?
me that Xbox gave up, then why are they now having entire marketing campaigns saying your phone is an Xbox, your laptop is an Xbox? I rest my case. So
Game Pass has generated $5.5 billion in revenue in the last year. Just sharing that.
What's happened now is there really isn't the direct competition like there was in the 90s or even in the 2000s. Back, you know, take a look at the era of the Wii versus the Xbox 360 versus the PlayStation 3. There you go again. They were all at each other's throats.
What are we talking about? I forgot.
Competing. I'm the better console. No, I'm the better console. I have the better value. No, I have the better value. We'll slash our prices. Well, we'll bundle this with our console. Well, we'll improve this and shrink the size and add new features and drop the price, right? But today, if you're going to buy a console, if you want the absolute best quality console, what are you going to get?
I would say Game Boy Color.
PS5 Pro.
Shit!
Now, you can argue, well, what about Steam Deck and stuff like that? You're right. There are, there's the ROG Ally portable thing. But those aren't really consoles, right? There are, there's the ROG Ally portable thing. But those aren't really consoles, right? Those are really portable PCs. It's more of a hybrid market,
What the fuck was that? Rag! That was amazing. Red Rooster. What the guys just on about? I don't know. We're figuring it out, though, in real time. The rag. That's what I'm talking about. Rag.
Yeah, they're powerful.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But if you're talking, I just want to buy something. I want to hook it up, and out of the box, it's the most powerful gaming console there is. It's PlayStation 5 Pro. What's one step below that? Regular
PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 5.
Shit!
Now, if you're looking for
I'm fucking up all these quizzes.
Most value for your dollar,
okay, then
I would argue
DS Lite.
It's Xbox.
Fuck!
But not everyone is a value-conscious consumer. People are looking for the premium. What's the premium experience? What's the best graphics and the best performance I can get?
Okay, I'm going to get this one right. Hold on. Sega Dreamcast.
That's PlayStation.
Fuck!
So why is PlayStation increasing their prices? Because as of now, they are absolutely seen in the eyes of the consumer as the premium console brand.
Oh.
Therefore, they can rise their prices and get away with it. I compare this to the heyday.
They can rise their prices.
Rise their console brand. Therefore, they can rise their prices.
Rise the prices.
And get away with it. I compare this to the heyday of Apple.
Oh,
okay. When
great.
Apple was exploding with new technology, right? The iPod blew up, but then they made 20 versions of it that were all exploding with new features and things. Then they came out with the iPhone. Then they had the iPad.
Yeah.
But all of that tech was so expensive. And people were like, I don't get it. Other phones are way cheaper. Other tablets are way cheaper. Why would I pay double the price to get the Apple version of tech that already exists? And the answer was, because we're the leader. We're the industry leader. We're providing you with the sleek style that no one else has. operating system that's easier to use, nice features, the bells and whistles. We are top of the line.
Okay.
So if you want top of the line and you want to be in style, you need Apple. Hey, you could get the other guys, the knockoffs, the discount brands, and go for it. Go get your Droid devices. We don't care. But if you want to be
good reference
in the know and you want to be looked at as the top of the line, you need Apple, right?
Okay.
That's the level that PlayStation is at right now, or at least they feel that they're at. So now in the world, we're seeing inflation, right? We're seeing costs go up. And normally what would happen is these companies would look at their hardware and be like, okay, so here's what's going on. All the prices
Phil is speaking Japanese, someone in the Kick Chat said.
are going up. We have to really work hard to design a way to make this console smaller, sleeker, easier to manufacture, cheaper to manufacture, and more viable so that it doesn't have to be, say, for example, costly to ship. You know, the logistics. When you make a smaller product, it's easier logistically to move around the world than a bunch of larger products.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why if you take a look at console history, every time there's a second, third version of a console, it's the mini, it's the small, it's the cheaper one, right?
Uh-huh.
You notice that even though they did that with PS5, like the original PS5s are big and bulky, right? And now they made a sleeker version.
Yeah.
Prices haven't gone down. Sony doesn't feel like they have to do that. Because we're the leader. We're the industry leader, and we don't have competition. We don't have to slash prices because no one cares that Xbox is cheaper. No one wants an Xbox. Okay? Take a look at Switch 2.
Go ahead.
Switch 2 is going to come out in June, and it's going to sell like hotcakes. Don't get me wrong. But do you really think the Switch 2 will be a competitor with the PS5? Just take a look at the games, the cross-platforms that are going to be on Switch 2. It's already been reported that Cyberpunk...
I have no clue. I have no clue what point we're trying to make. He's bringing so many different things, you forget the beginning part. So we'll just keep layering on, like, do you remember this? It's similar to this, and then it's similar to this, and it's similar to this, and you don't know what the start is anymore.
Cyberpunk 2077 will only run at 40 frames per second in docked mode, only running at 1080p resolution. Does that sound like a competitor to the PlayStation 5?
It's
For those
not
who don't
trying
know,
to be. Okay.
Cyberpunk ran at 1080p 60 frames on the PlayStation 4.
Oh my God.
So this is not competition. Nintendo will succeed because they are the differentiator. They will have first-party titles like Mario Kart World. Is it World?
The differentiator.
Or is it Tour? Is Mario Kart Tour?
Nailed it. Uh-huh.
No, I think it's World. I don't even remember the name. And this
Double Dash.
This new Donkey Kong game, Bananarama or whatever.
What?
Those will be...
Bananarama?
I don't even remember the name. And this new Donkey Kong game, Bananarama or whatever. Those will be the massive bestsellers because they're original to the console. And yes, people will buy filler content as well, like these third-party titles. But if you want the best experience, you're going to get a PS5. So that's why Sony can get away with this. This is different than all the other times when there's been the heavy competition and we have to beat our competitor. Sony feels like there is no competitor.
So that's why they're raising the price in those 3 specific countries and nowhere else. Okay. It has nothing to do with any tariffs or any semiconductors prices going up, anything like that. It's just because they think they are the leader. Okay. That makes sense.
And it makes sense. They're kind of right. Right now, there's no one stepping up to Sony and challenging them as the leader in consoles right now. Yes, Nintendo will sell and sell well, but they're going to be in their own little niche, their own little corner, their market, where they make a ton of money, but PS5 will still be successful. Any new game, new franchise is going to want to be on PS5 as well as PC, while maybe porting that to Switch 2 will be a second thought or an afterthought. And sure, they'll port to the Xbox, but no one's going to care because no one really talks about Xbox. It's kind of dead, right?
Except for the Game Pass thing, but yeah.
So that's why.
Okay.
So people say, oh, this is greed or whatever. Well, yeah. Like, legit it is. Sony doesn't want to start losing money on every console sale. They feel like we're the premium now. So we can increase prices, and people are going to like it because there's no competition for us. We are the industry leader.
Okay.
There you have it. It's just it's pretty easy to figure out, but it's funny that people are scratching their heads and they're like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, this is why.
Pretty easy to figure out. That sums it up. Big ups Paul Turner says he's not giving content. He's sharing a time-wasting hobby voluntarily. Similar to the people on the street that play music, you could say. But even they're giving a performance. Philip's not even doing that, Paul. Big ups.
I wish we were back in the era when Xbox was a competitor. I really do. Because the truth is that competition breeds innovation. Okay?
Definitely.
When Xbox...
that's a revolutionary take, Philip. I've never heard that anywhere else.
...was a viable contender for the title of top console.
Yeah.
What you saw was innovations like Xbox Live and achievements and actual voice chat and online avatars and cool.
When they brought in online avatars, changed the universe. They had never been heard of before then. When they brought that in, holy shit. God, I'll never forget when they invented the avatar.
Actual voice chat.
Yep.
And online avatars.
Incredible.
And cool interactive dashboard themes.
Oh, dashboards.
And controllers having new features.
Controllers. And these things had buttons. People want to pretend they didn't innovate.
And I could keep going. You know,
please.
That was the era.
Oh, please. You're doing great. You're bringing up a lot of things so far. Keep going.
Was trying to innovate and do different stuff. Now... What incentive does Sony have to add a new feature? Do they need it? No. They're already the console industry leader for technology, for graphics, for everything. Why would they add a new feature to their console? What, are you crazy? I mean, take a look at what they did.
All right, guys. What do you want to do, guys? Want to do any innovation or anything? No. We're the industry leader. Just sit on our hands and don't do anything. Okay, that sounds good. We are the industry leader, after all. He's praying to stumble upon a point here. Yeah, I think so, too. I think we started this with no fucking clue where we're going. VLX says, Phil, too poor for international shipping? Well, it's too complicated. You know, other countries have addresses, and it's wild. Big ups, VLX.
With the PlayStation 30th anniversary, they released an awesome new dashboard theme that everyone loved. It was the PlayStation startup from PS1, PS2, PS3. Everyone was like, so nostalgic. And what did Sony say? We're taking it away. And everyone said, why would you do that? Because they can. And there's nothing you can do about it because they're the leader. Now, if they were in direct competition with Microsoft, perhaps they would have said, hey, Sony is the place for retro. Come get a cool retro theme or whatever. You know what I mean?
What? What? Hold on, let me hear this again.
If they were in direct competition with Microsoft, perhaps they would have said, hey, Sony is the place for retro. Come get a cool retro theme or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, God, yeah. That's $1 billion idea. Retro theme dashboard? Oh, I'm definitely spending the $500 now. Retro dashboards? Where the fuck are you, Xbox? You can't keep up with this. I mean, we're not Xbox. Nintendo, you can't do this.
And they would have kept it on there, but they don't care. What incentive do they have to do anything nice for you? They don't need to. That's how business works, you know? Anyway, so there you have it. That was our news for today. Perhaps we'll have some
great news. We're in trouble.
More stories for tomorrow, but that's what I had to cover for today. And hope you enjoyed this segment. All right, so guys.
Is that going to be a clip, or was that successful for a clip, or what do you think?
We got a little bit of time left before we jump into blueprints for today. Thank you guys for chilling here with me and enjoying the show. I hope you have. Let's get some more support before the end of the show. Like I said, I would love to hit $50 of support.
I'd love to hit it
before
too.
we actually boot the game.
Let's hit it.
That way we have the 100 to try to get through as we play it. And again, we are at 8 straight streams of support hit. Let's keep that streak going and hit 9 today. If we keep it going, we will do DSP Tries It tomorrow, right? We have 3 goals left.
No streaks,
so we hit the goal today, we hit it tonight, and then we hit it tomorrow's stream. We'll do Popeyes tomorrow, which I would love to do.
Big ups to Jeff Joestar, who says, imagine DSP is a Vegas fat Elvis impersonator. I told ChatGPT to do that, but unfortunately they forgot the DSP part of it. Mouth droolers over there at ChatGPT, but I tried. Big ups, Jeff Joestar. If you just had a goatee, I think it would work, but not quite.
Why were you timed out for 5 minutes, Toasty Chestnuts? Because you spammed the same question 7,000 times when I was in the middle of doing a news story, and you knew I wasn't going to stop doing the news story. You're just obnoxious. That's why. When you're obnoxious and you spam, you get moderated just like everybody else. You're not special. Okay.
You're not
Cade
special.
says, do you think they will come out with a Switch 2 OLED? How long will we have to wait? I fully 100% expect there will be another Switch 2 within 2 to 3 years. This is the way that Nintendo has operated with all their consoles, and it works. The initial console does not have all the features and things that you would want, but people pay a premium because it's new. Then 2-3 years later, they release a second model that has some of the features the original one should have had to begin with, and then they charge again for it, and you buy two of the same console for no reason.
You don't have to buy it, though, right? NWO News says, you've heard of a green card marriage. This is a green card marriage. Oh, about the cat segment. Yeah, that cat segment into this rambling about the game console war or whatever, however the fuck started that. PS5 raising their prices. Kind of was a good combo. I kind of was entertained for a while here. Even though Philip has kind of entered the post-Kino Arc boredom era right now we're in, but I'm confident we're going to get out of it at some point. We are going to get out of this, guys. Do not worry. Charles says she shuffles off and works at a crappy retail job. But she wants to do it, guys. She wants to do it. Definitely. Shiny Teeth says, once you give me your SSI check, it's none of your business. That's the point of it. Don't worry about it. Okay? It's my business.
They've done it every console.
Costco
Why would they stop
card
now?
marriage. Oh,
it works every time. In fact, the
God.
only one they didn't do that with was Wii U, because Wii U was a flop. Right? They did it with the Wii. They did it with the Switch. They did it. Did they do a second model GameCube? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think so.
They did it with the regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Game Boy had 7,000. Right? The 3DS had a ridiculous amount. So you keep going. Okay.
But, well, I mean, again, these are all options people don't have to buy, right? I like when it's, like, offensive that people offer different options, you know? How dare you? Fuck you. Different color DS? Go fuck yourself. Now I gotta buy the green one. Like, you don't have to buy that one. Oh, yeah, now they put a blue one out. Now what? I gotta buy that?
Would I be interested in a Sony handheld that played games natively priced at $500? No. I don't. For me, for my ultimate gaming experience, I want it at home, right here in front of my big TV. That's to me how really high-end games are meant to be.
Yeah. Because
enjoyed.
you don't leave your house. So
now, many people disagree with me. Some people think it's to be cramped in front of a bunch of computer monitors, and some people think it's to play it on a handheld. I disagree. For me, ultimate gaming enjoyment comes when you're sitting back and relaxing in an environment with great audio, great visuals, and you just can chill and play a game and enjoy it. There's just so many people who have grown up in a different generation than me who don't feel that way, but that's my feeling. So I would not want to pay $500 for a PS5 handheld. I don't care to play PS5 games in my hands. I just don't.
Okay. Green of the Green says we're back to streaks now. Definitely.
The PS5 price jump is 10.
Streaks, we get the benefit of streaks, but none of the negative of streaks now. So we can kind of use them as a begging tool, but if we don't hit it, it's not a negative and detractor W like they used to be.
Okay. The PS5 price jump is 10 to 20% depending on where you live, the villain. We just went over it.
Okay. Keep up, the villain. Self-felting. Big ups, Green of the Green.
Thank you. Boxes, I love your shirt. Thank you. We're going to have a lot of...
There's Bach! Shoutouts to Bach! Where's Bach? Yeah, he just said thank you, Bach. Good job, Bach.
Thank you. Boxes, I love your shirt. Thank you. We're going to have a lot of this kind of summery shirt this week. It's warm here in Washington this week, and this is my way of cooling down and not overheating.
Shoutouts, Bach.
Just so you know.
Tony T says, for my next trick, I'll make $10,000 a month disappear and not tell Catherine about it. That's why I have a separate account.
Do I think Nintendo will raise the price of the Switch 2 in the U.S. due to ongoing tariffs? Undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly.
No, undoubtedly, 100%.
Undoubtedly.
The price is going to be higher. Unless these tariffs get fixed, like dropped, Switch 2 will not be $450 in the US. It's going to be, and my guess is $600. My guess is they're going to go for $600 because they think that's what they can get away with. They can actually charge the same as PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, it's nowhere near as good of a console. I bet they will charge $600. Anything above that will be laughable. And even though, yes, the initial pre-orders will sell, longevity will...
I think 600 is laughable too, honestly, but we'll see.
Will flop. Like, for example, the first wave will sell, and then once you get to Christmas, no one will want it for over $600. That's the same.
I think Nintendo knows because they knew they got a lot of backlash for the pricing. So it's like an easy W. Of course, I don't know the financials exactly of how much the tariffs are going to affect Nintendo. But if they just kept the same prices, that's an easy way to get a W, right? Say like, yeah, we're keeping the price. Actually, despite the tariffs, we are keeping the prices the same. And that'd be kind of a W to get and make people positive about it again. Kind of like, but if the tariffs affect them that much, then they don't give a shit. So they'll raise the price as much as they have to. Yeah, Green to the Green says, yeah, they're already in trade talks
Kane says,
now.
I paid $500 for an Asus ROG Ally Z1 Extreme.
Who said that?
Kane says, I paid $500 for an Asus ROG...
Why is Cade getting every single comment get read? Is Cade Derek?
ROG Ally Z1 Extreme.
I thought he said Jade, but he definitely did not. We have two What's Ups, and neither Jade nor Game Boy has been used.
Kane says, I paid $500 for an Asus ROG Ally Z1 Extreme. It can't even run my favorite games. I'm very disappointed. I think the Switch Lite is the best console. It actually is portable and cheap.
Thanks, Dan.
How much is the Switch Lite? Just curious. I know that's the one that's
$4 billion.
The smaller downscaled model, right? But if it's meant to be purely handheld, it doesn't dock. It's probably cheap, right?
Very cheap. $10.
Joel Off says, to be fair, PlayStation has a solid library of first-party games that I'll be getting when I get a PS6 later. I don't care how much it costs. Excuse me. Woo.
Oh, great stream.
Mark Samillion says, you're underestimating the Switch 2's power. I played one, and I thought you should know. Yeah, but Mark Samillion...
Let me tell you why you're wrong, and how I know more than you, even though you had hands-on experience with the console.
No one... Okay.
Yeah. Let me think of something better. Let me think of a better way to felt you. Hang on.
Switch 2 is weak. People are saying Switch 2 is not a PS5 or PS5 Pro. Yet, if they're charging the price of a PS5 or PS5 Pro... That's a problem, is it not? I would argue that except for Pokemon, which is a really stupid exception in my opinion, all the first-party games on Nintendo consoles run insanely well, especially for what's in them. Like, take a look at, in 2017, right? We were getting insanely great games on the Switch that ran beautifully, even though it was way underpowered compared to its competitors. So I'm not saying that the games will all run like shit, but... For example, I think the third-party games are not going to run very well because what incentive do one of these third-party companies have to really massively port their game, especially when their game's already been out for so long? Like, do you really think it's a big deal for CD Projekt Red to get Cyberpunk running at insanely good quality on the Switch 2? To them, they're going to get some sales out of this, but this isn't like the second wave of launch of their game.
They're going to make a lot of money on it, and it costs way less to make it a new game. So I think they're definitely interested in this. I know Skyrim on Switch sold millions itself, like the Skyrim version of Switch. I know that sold millions. I read that somewhere. So yeah, people are going to make sure it runs well on the portable system because a whole new batch of people fucking buy it. So yes.
Game, you know what I mean? I think that it will be very...
Oh, I didn't know that. So
it will be very good.
Witcher 3 barely broke even on Switch 1. Well, there you go.
I think that it will be very, it will be very good for all the first-party stuff, but overall, it's going to be like it's always with Nintendo. It's some things will be great and some things will not be so good, you know?
Great point. Big ups, Chairman of the Board. Behind at work, but the boss man bit always gets a laugh. Big ups. Big ups, Chairman of the Board.
Happy 38th birthday, Final Fighter. Hope you had a great day yesterday.
Jesus. Old fuck.
Let's see here. I received
Final Fight 87. Yesterday was my 38th birthday. Really cool.
$3 tip. Someone says, I use my Steam Deck.
What?
Let's see here. I received a $3 tip. Someone says, I use my Steam Deck as my main console. It uses my PC with a 5080 and a i9 to play the games. I have a really good Scuff Pro controller I use with it, no subscriptions, PC lobbies, and it made my PS5 obsolete. I don't use my PS5 for a year, and I got rid of it. Yeah, like, if it weren't for some games being only on PS5, like, for example, the upcoming Elden Ring Night Ring, right? Like, that's PlayStation only.
Point.
I wouldn't ever be using my PlayStation. PC gaming is definitively better than console gaming, but it's an issue of setup, ease of use, right? For me, the reason that I always had consoles over PC was the cost and ease of use. Okay?
And you can see that every day when I have struggles with the PC, so that makes sense. Wallyap says multiple analysts have said the tariffs are baked into the price already. See, that's an easy PRW, right? If they just say, we're keeping the price the same. And like pretend they thought about it a long time, you know? At great consequence to our bottom line, we, Nintendo, are keeping the price the same. You know?
Take a look at all the technological things that have been going on with me since I adopted full PC gaming last year, and then, of course, capture and streaming on this new PC in January. So like every other day we have something that happens.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
I can't stream, got to restart my PC. Oops, that screwed up my mic. Oops, the camera's turning off.
That's a you problem.
Issue, and it took us 2 months to figure out it was USB cables, right? So, I mean, with PC stuff...
You have done that yourself.
There's just so many moving parts and factors, but at the same time, it is definitely the better experience, and I get it. I mean, I had a PS5. I'm not using my Pro.
But you guys are saying us.
Moving parts and USB cables, right? Oops, the camera's turning off. What is the issue? And it took us 2 months to figure out it was...
It took us 2 months to figure out.
Get it. I mean, I had... You played Mario Kart World at 120 frames per second, and it was glorious, says Mark's Million. Is that confirmed that Mario Kart World will be running at 120 frames docked? If so, that's amazing, and I can't wait to play it at 120 frames.
Oh, yeah,
you guys
definitely.
will see it at 60.
60 is shit.
That's dope. Like, I'm really excited.
That's dope.
That's fucking dope.
That's dope. That's dope, man. Cool. Hip. Rad. Cowabunga, dude. Am I right?
Frames. You guys will see it at 60, but that's dope. Like, I'm really excited for that. But I hope I can get a Switch 2. At this rate, I don't know if I'll get it or not. You know what I mean? Like,
dope.
It's not certain that I'm going to get it, which kind of
Skibbity,
sucks.
am I right? Skibbity toilet, right, guys? No cap.
I received a generous tip of $20 from Ian, who says, Sony did make a smaller, more cost-effective version of PS5 with the Slim, but they didn't pass those savings on to the consumer. Exactly. That's what I said. I said, you notice they did make the Model 2 of PS5, but the prices haven't dipped. This is like the first time that's ever happened, and it's because Sony doesn't feel like they have competitors, so why would they make it discounted for you?
Ian is supporting almost everything of this pre-stream so far.
They don't think that they need to be competitive. And in reality, I don't think they do. I really don't think that they have to. I think that they're kind of on the right track here. I'm not saying that that's pro-consumer or that's how I want it. I wish that it would be pro-consumer, but yeah, they don't need to be giving you guys or me any discounts because they're the top dog when it comes to consoles.
Skorsky, Vice President Real, so this is my last tip. It's 61 degrees here. I may not last much longer. It is hot. So please stick it out. Sikorsky, Vice President Real, you're a legend, sir.
I don't know, NJZ. I don't pay attention. He says, did you know they added dynamic themes to PS5? I don't boot my PS5.
I do not care. So thank you, though.
Did I do the pre-order steps using Switch 1? What do you mean, Cade? I don't know what that means.
Why does Cade get every single word?
The only thing that
I'm starting to think Cade is someone he knows or something. Like, why every single line Cade says gets read out now?
Able to do is on the day that they announced it, within like a few minutes of it being announced, I logged into my Nintendo account and I signed up for the buy the console through Nintendo deal, which you qualify for if, number one, you have a year of Switch Online, which I do. Number two, if you have over 50 hours of gameplay on your Switch, which I do. And number 3, and this is the big question mark.
Oh, here we go. Question.
If you have data sharing enabled, I don't know if I do.
Why don't you check it?
I don't know if I ever enabled it or disabled it. So I don't know if I qualify for it. I signed up for it, but I don't know if I'm going to get it. Because I don't know if I had the data sharing on. I don't even know where that is on the console. I might have disabled it at one point. I might have left it enabled. I don't know.
You could check, you know.
I likely am not going to get it, to be honest. But I guess we'll see. I just feel like it's going to be a free-for-all where one morning out of nowhere, it's going to be like, oh, by the way, pre-orders are now live in the U.S. And everyone's going to be like, what? And not expect it. It's going to be completely random who gets them and who doesn't.
I hope they set it for like 6 a.m. one day. Please do that, Nintendo. 6 a.m. one day. Because then he'll say, like, what does he expect? They expect people to wake up and do it in the morning? Like, what? Why do they do that?
No, my Switch isn't even hooked up currently, so I can't even check. My Switch is unhooked downstairs, so.
Ooh, unhooked downstairs. Why would it be downstairs?
It's not on your console. It's in account settings on the website. Oh, yeah?
So you could check it now.
But it doesn't matter. The data sharing had to have been on previously, not now. So if it's off now, you're fucked. Yeah. It had to have been on because what they were saying is the data sharing is how they could figure out if you played 50 hours or whatever.
Because Magic Short Bus, does he ever see the economy shit and tell himself maybe this is why my viewers can't afford to support? No, like, economy has never factored into his equation of support. It's never an option. Never. Ever. And he says, like, when you ask about it, he'll say, well, yeah, because there's not other streamers that get thousands. So I think that's pretty dumb. Yeah, people eat Stone Cold. Yeah, the Cold Stone Creamery indicator. I walked into Cold Stone, and there was a lot of people there. So inflation is definitely not real. Yeah, I remember that. The Cold Stone indicator. PWR does what DS passes on. Hell effing yeah. Big up.
Oh, yeah. So that's another interesting point that no one really has talked about too much.
Go ahead.
So they are offering, if you didn't know, in Japan only, they are offering a Japanese-only Switch 2.
Bunch of xenophobes.
Meaning it doesn't work in English. It only runs on Japanese.
Yeah.
But it's a significant...
It only runs on Japanese. Gonna have to fill this puppy up. Needs more Japanese. Oh, it's empty. Yeah. All right, fill her up. I need some more Japanese.
Significant discount compared to the version of Switch 2 that will have the English. So if you're in Japan and you speak Japanese, you can get the console for a big discount. Everyone else worldwide has to pay more money, a premium, to have the version that has your language in it. But if you're Japanese, you get a big savings. And I was just talking about this the other day. There's a good reason for it. The Japanese think...
Philip, this is not the reason you think it is, but go ahead. It's because the Japanese yen is so weak right now. It really affects things, but go ahead.
The other day, there's a good reason for it. The Japanese think that they are number one. And
definitely.
All others are number 2 or lower. It's known. It's in their culture.
Yep.
So to them, hey, we're the makers of it. We're manufacturing this thing. We don't need English. So therefore, we'll make it cheaper for us. If anyone else wants it, great. That's fine, but you're going to pay more because we're Japanese and we say so. That's how they operate over there.
That's not exactly the reason.
I find it shocking because people just don't get this. They don't get that this is how the world is, that not everyone in the world is the same as you. Cultures are different all around the world. There's places in this planet that's, as crazy as this sounds, they make women dress from head to toe in clothing and cover their entire bodies.
No. What are we doing? What? Oh my God. We're talking about burqas and stuff now.
Sounds. They make women dress from head to toe in clothing and cover their entire bodies.
Yeah.
They can't. How dare you be seen? A piece of your body be seen in public. That's completely against our culture. To us, we're like, what? In America, you're lucky if you have a woman walking outside with anything covering her nipples and her cooch. But in other cultures, it's like, you know, the antithesis of that. Like,
nipples and cooch.
Bring her nipples and her cooch.
I expect the kick name nipples and her cooch real pretty soon, guys.
But in other cultures, it's like, you know, the antithesis of that. Like, but the world is different. Outside of where you live in this little isolated, you know, bubble chamber that you live in, and you think that everything, tunnel vision is like how you like it. It's not. The Japanese are very different. They think differently than us here in the United States, you know? So to them, they're like, ha, fuck you. We get the best of everything. We're going to get the better version. It's cheaper. We don't care.
How is it a better version exactly?
That you want it cheaper. We don't give a fuck about you. We get the best. You get the leftover.
It's purely a financial decision, actually, but okay.
First.
Okay. Keel says, tariffs, not on premium pricing is correct. Big ups, Keel. Lyrical Thief says, new cat doesn't make him rise, when Philip said rise instead of raise. Big ups, everybody. I don't know how the making it only have Japanese instead of being able to choose different languages makes it a premium version for them, but okay. Very cool. We'll talk eventually. Vike says, chat, 1, if call-in scam this week.
Right.
2, if
well, I guess we should end the show.
Get fucked. Okay. We'll do the call-in show this week, I promise. This last weekend, I was fucking busy as shit, man. I was doing, like, Sunday was literally wake up. All right, guys, how's it going, kids? Hate you. What's up? Cool. That kind of thing. Starting at 9, I was doing the same fucking document, thousands of words, until like 11 p.m. when it was due. It was due 11 p.m. And could I have done it throughout the week? Yeah, but that's not important now. Okay? Not important. I got it done yesterday, so fuck you.
All right. Well, I guess we should end the show, shouldn't we? I think we should end the show, and let's enjoy each other's company as we play Blueprints today. I'm excited for it. The game is great, right? It's unique and different. I love a game that's a breath of fresh air and is something different. So let's end the show, and tomorrow we can talk all about how things went, right? So thank you guys so very much for an awesome edition of the Level 1
That's
podcast.
how Japan operates.
Okay, thank you for watching.
And you'd be surprised to know that some countries cover head to toe.
How far we got in Pirate Yakuza, any other
and
game
they gotta
news going
cover up
down,
their
and anything
cooch.
else. All right, guys. Thank you so very much. I will see you tomorrow.
No,
Peace
I
out.
don't want to smooch. I'm saying they got to cover the cooch.
Okay. So, let's get set up for Blueprints. I don't remember where I need to put my camera for Blueprints.
Okay,
Hold
let's
on
go
a
to
second
the
here. Let me see if I can
loading
figure
screens.
this out.
He has not got a Kino.
Looks like I was slightly elevated.
0 Kino support today, and no other super chats since we were behind. But
on the right-hand side of the screen.
Big Ups Magic Short
elevated.
Bus says, it's amazing listening to this with the shirt he's wearing. His background toys and RGBs, the tip tracker, and the Mario font at the top. You're supposed to take him very seriously.
Oh, I know why, because I put...
He's a serious gamer.
Let me change the color to blue. Okay. Background on. I don't think it really is too bad when I'm playing a game that's called Blue.
Philip? That's not me. That's him. He did that. Watch. Listen. This is him.
Probably leave the blue background on. I don't think it really is too bad when I'm playing a game that's called Blue. You might see some blue visuals on the camera.
What the fuck happened? What the fuck was that? He hasn't even know. He doesn't know what happened yet.
Turn that off.
He just pushed all the buttons.
Gotta get the cover on for the chair. Hello Voltage, $2 super chat. I'm making some corned beef tacos for baby Manny tonight. Corned beef tacos, really?
Really?
Interesting. I've never had corned beef tacos before. I wonder what those would be like. What do you put in there? Hello Voltage. Like since it's corned beef, do you put like cabbage or coleslaw or something in there instead of like
coleslaw.
standard taco ingredients?
Nah, you put coleslaw, kimchi,
I think.
Caviar. It's loaded, man. Corned beef. That's crazy. Saffron. What else could we put in there? Turkey. Gold flakes. Oh, gotta have the gold flakes. Gold flakes are clutch. Butter chicken, foie gras, turmeric. Oh, you gotta have turmeric. Cumin. I love cumin. I cannot say cumin without laughing now in real life. Cumin. Luckily, it's not a very prominent spice as a cumin.
Okay. No?
Cumin.
How does my shirt look with the green screen?
Horrible. Thanks for asking, though.
It's completely invisible, isn't it? So I need to fix that. We have to adjust the green screen effect.
Star
like
anise.
we did the other day.
Star anise is a hype. Like, it just looks cool. But when do you use it, right? Star anise. So that looks pretty good.
Well.
Perfect.
Because I have green flowers on my shirt, I can't really make it too perfect, can I? You know what? I might just not use the green screen today then, because it looks like my whole shirt disappears. See?
Shit.
It does. It's going to have hollow parts you're going to see through. So I just might not use green screen today, which is fine, I guess. Because really it would be like right here would be the right point. But then the shirt's not going to look good. So, all right. Forget it. And I'll just, I'll take the cushion or the cover off my chair. I'm glad that we tested that before I started playing the game.
Thank God.
There you go. Which is fine. Was not in the shot, but I can't do that today because I have green on my shirt. Okay. All right. Well, let's go on a break. I got to use the bathroom. I'll take a 5 to 10 minute break here. Not a super long one, but I do need to stretch my legs and use the restroom. In the meantime, enjoy some highlight clips. And when we come back, it is Blueprints continuing. I'm excited to do my new run starting on day 4. Okay, guys? Thank you.
All right, one-sided sniff. Nice.
Here we go.
1307.
And by the way, thanks for the early support. We're already at like $62 or whatever.
The naughty nightwear. This is the package, naughty nightwear.
Oh, this is drunk.
Okay, I'll be back, guys.
Fog out.
Nightwear.
Drunk fog
what an
out.
Important side mission.
All right. 10 minutes.
Every idiot troll
14 minutes.
Miserably. Thanks for the money, dummies. Because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking...
Was that on his thing, or is that a Raw Phil thing? 17 minutes about. Right.
Once I sit here and I play, as you can see, stuff stops popping up in the background. You know, I think I will turn off the lights since we are doing no green screen today.
Big up Zodski said, isn't the price increased because of tariffs? Does he know Sony is a Japanese company? Well, that's not the reason. You heard about what the real reason is. They're the best, so they can charge whatever the fuck they want. Forget about tariffs.
That already made it look better.
Ooh,
see,
Minecraft movie DLC.
Yeah, in-screen effect.
Check that out. No.
Cool. No, I do not stream on Twitch. YouTube and Kick.
Good question.
This person says, I've been hooked on the game and read a lot of player impressions. One thing stands out. Players who rush to the antechamber or fixate on a single goal end up frustrated or bored. Those who focus on drafting new rooms to get much more out of the game, I strongly suggest shifting your priority to drafting rooms you haven't yet. It's sometimes worth it, even if the room's placement ends your run. The game offers plenty of hints and even guides, but you must find them. Take handwritten notes of anything that stands out. Some major puzzles require it. Screenshots can help. Cool.
You talk about hand-holding. Holy shit!
So, not really about just getting to the antechamber and winning, but
God
actually
damn.
understanding the story and unlocking new content. Sounds good to me. Thank you for the $5 tip. I'm sure we can survive some chair exposure today. Yes. And over the course of the summer, that's the thing. Like the green screen, anything that I have green in it in a shirt is going to be affected. So, whenever we have a day where I'm wearing anything with green in the shirt, it means I can't use the green screen effect.
Okay.
So,
get ready for that.
We'll see. You know, some days, not all will be affected. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Like I said, when I stop moving, it probably won't affect stuff. It's when I'm moving. See, now that I'm not moving anymore, it's not that bad.
Well,
like, what can you see? Maybe a tiny thing here.
Yeah.
But not really.
Looks
and
pretty bad,
it'll go away
actually.
eventually. In fact, maybe I can even make that a little better.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
see the NVIDIA. There's the NVIDIA effect. See, now it's not doing it.
When you move,
see what
it
I
does
mean?
it,
Like,
man.
now it looks good.
Yeah.
Now it looks much better. Why does it look so much better? Because I went full screen. Let's go back to gameplay. Yeah, now it's good. See, I don't know. Sometimes it screws up, but then it's settled in.
Great
content.
content.
It's AI generated. That's the other thing too. The AI actually dictates how it works. So it might be certain lighting, certain positioning, it'll look better. But
the AI dictates how it works.
Am I playing Expedition 33? Fall. Okay. About an hour. This was a very interesting game that I played first time last week. Really enjoyed my time with it. And now today we're playing more. We're going to do I believe this is our
going
fourth
live. So there we go.
Or, well, see, we do closet. We have to
with this for a
backtrack
second.
all the way back to the entrance.
Big ups, Ramen Brahman. Think of a sandwich shop. If I make the sandwich in my shop, it costs what it costs. If I have to deliver it somewhere, I'm going to charge a fee. Interesting. That's the DoorDash. That's the DoorDash model, Ramen Brahman. Big ups. Thank you so much, sir.
So I think we should do something that continues on.
Let's see him try to do...
has a chance to give us a bonus because we
Let's
did
try
the one
to see him
that
do
ups the
one
green
thing,
rooms,
and
right?
then we'll
So
get
let's
out of
do
here.
Oh, dude, we got the metal detector. Well, we just got screwed because look.
Titan of intellect.
Yep. We got screwed. We can't do this now.
Got hosed. Damn it.
So we're going to have to backtrack the whole way. We got the metal detector. That's cool.
Okay, well, that is cool. Oh, yeah, I'll play the bird clip, too.
But
Yeah, what was
done.
the time
we
on the
can't
bird
do this,
clip?
A dead end.
Fuck, hold on.
Oh, wait, the shovel, too? We got the shovel as well?
I will
Dude,
play
that's
the bird
sick.
clip.
We got both.
Sick.
So now we can dig.
Hell yeah.
A coin. Oh, this is cool. We're going to be able to dig so much.
We're going to be able to dig
Probably
so
always
much.
find something, right? A turnip. 6 bonus steps for getting the turnip. Nice.
All right, I'll get the bird up real quick. Hang on. 6 steps for getting the turnip?
And
nice.
another coin. Glitterbomb says, why don't I play GTA Online? Last time I played it was 11 years ago. And it just wasn't for me. I didn't really like it. I played it when it first came out. Then I played it when there was the heists. And honestly, it was just kind of meh for me.
Yeah,
right,
no one likes that game.
The bummer is we have to backtrack all the way. When we go through the veranda, we'll be able to dig some more. But then we have to go all the way back to the entrance.
All right, too bored. Let's do the bird segment here. Hang on. So this is from Unrecorded Bake segment. Here we go. Here we go. 120.
We continue on with this crazy narrative-based adventure. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Streaming PC. And I was like, oh crap, I don't even remember. It's actually been running really smoothly lately, so I haven't had to restart it. So it probably, because of all the editing and encoding that I'm doing.
That sounds like a truck backing up. Does it not?
Start it. So it probably, because of all the editing and encoding that I'm doing via making thumbnails and highlights, it probably had some open processes there in the background or something. And I was
that is not a bird. That is fake news.
hall. That does suck to have to go all the way back to the entrance hall.
That
here.
is not.
I think we got the turnip.
Not a bird. I'm confirming that not
What
a
is
bird.
that
Will
a
not
picture
be entered into the record. Bailiff, take him away. Who suggested that?
A tie.
Take him away. Out of here.
This could be a tie, or it could be a noose.
I will hold you in
What
contempt.
is this?
No, just kidding. Just
a
kidding.
Tier? Like
we'll try
tiers?
everything.
So a tie or tiers?
All right, too boring. Let's try the Judge Judy, because Judge Judy did win our poll, by the way. So tomorrow I will have a Judge Judy style questions ready for us tomorrow. But in commemoration of that, let's watch this. I don't know if it's funny or not, but it's been suggested. Let's see it. Here we go.
Enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinlin. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy.
All parties on Stevenson versus Rodriguez Soto. Step forward.
34-year-old accountant Karen.
What's your name?
My name is Anthony.
Anthony, you're irritating me.
Sorry.
Were you in the store?
Back in the day, this was peak content, guys.
July 4th?
Yes, ma'am.
Where was Mr. Cedillo?
He was out of town. I don't know.
Right. And the store was open?
Yes.
Correct? And who was in the store?
I don't know.
You gotta be charged something for stupidity. You do. Correct? Perfect. And then what happened?
She said...
Baloney.
No.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,100. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Does anyone know if Judge Judy was, like, legit? Because, like, I remember watching this, and even back then, it was like, is this real? Or just, like, are they, like, I know there's real court cases, but, like, sometimes, like, it didn't seem like she's even asking questions. If someone's a douchebag, it's like, all right, you're out of here. Like, you can't do that. Can you? If someone's a douchebag, say, all right, fuck you. Like, here, listen, example. Here's what, like, if, let's say I vandalize your business, okay? And you take me to Judge Judy's court, all right? Then we go there, and I'm an asshole. No, sorry. They're an asshole. They're an asshole to Judge Judy, even though I did vandalize, okay? But she might say I win just because the other guy's an asshole. So, is that how it works? I don't think that's how the court should work, personally. But is that how that happened? Oh, small claims only. They often settle on a payout before the show, and then everything on the screen is just for entertainment. Interesting. Like, it's just confusing to me. Like, you're in reality, right? I know how you are in court should affect the sentence, but it shouldn't affect whether you did something or not, right? If I shoot someone, but the family is douchebags to the judge, it shouldn't affect the fact that I did shoot someone in their family. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. That's what is confusing to me. But if it's small claims, maybe it's different. Who knows? Yeah, but okay.
And now the next case. 27-year-old blackjack dealer.
Slowly.
I have been to court one time for a traffic violation, which I talked about. I didn't get my tags updated because I couldn't. I can't remember the exact reason. I didn't want to get an inspection. I think I wouldn't have passed. It's just getting too deep. But I did go to court a long time just for a traffic style thing a long time ago. And I took out my eyebrow ring for that. That's the last time I ever had the eyebrow ring, by the way. That's some lore for you. But I just went in there and said I accidentally put on the wrong stickers because I put my dad's boat trailer stickers to make it seem like it was current, but it wasn't. And they did let me get off. I just had to pay the court fees, though. So that's all you got to do. If you have a traffic ticket, just go to the court case. Go to the court, and they will take it down unless you've been there a lot of times. I was very young, though, so there we go. That was my only time in court.
27-year-old blackjack dealer David Campbell claims 25-year-old Teresa Causey's Rottweiler scratched his car.
Hi, so this morning, Judge, you may be seated. Folks have seats.
You folks are neighbors.
Yeah.
Your complaint is that Miss Causey's Rottweiler got out, jumped on the hood of your car, scratched your car, you want to be compensated for the damage. Right? Whatever. Claim's dismissed. That's all.
Thank you.
I'm cutting this. I mean, I get why it could be funny, but it's kind of slow moving here for a moving show.
Be truthful.
Here's the link to it, though.
If this is a lie.
All right, let's see if Big Brain this one.
If this
and we'll get out of here. By the way, tomorrow will be a new guest on WPIG. Someone that has never been on the show before should be tomorrow.
And this can't be true.
Should be meaningful time. No spoilers on who it is.
Oh, this is actually the trickiest
You'll never
one
guess.
so far. We know this has to be a lie.
It is not PWR. It is not
the
Jenna.
black box contains gems.
If someone guesses the real answer, I'll tell you the real answer has been guessed, but it has not happened yet. It is Lugo. No, it is not Lugo.
There's always at least one box which displays only true, and there will always be at least one box which displays always false. Ugh.
No, I still haven't seen the correct answer yet.
Anything. We know this has to be a lie, but there could be another lie,
True
or
is
there could be
Thursday,
too truthful.
Not tomorrow.
If this one's truthful, then this has the gems in it. If this one's truthful,
no, don't see
then this
it yet.
still has the gems in it. If this is a
this
lie,
is too boring. Chris Chan?
Then you don't know which
you go.
one is correct. And if this is a lie,
Kanye West? Hang on, so if this is a lie,
then you still don't know which one is correct.
okay,
Fuck.
we'll get there. Chat, look at him looking at chat. This box and the blue box, all three boxes are empty. Okay, so he found the chat.
I was right. Okay.
Yeah. Who told him the answer to that one? I bet on black, says the block.
Who's trickier than the other?
ENS says black box then. So yeah, he got handheld the whole way.
Others, but
Cool.
we still got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
No art in this room? Oh. A bathtub and a bat. So the letter H.
I don't think anyone has said it yet. Nope, no one has said it yet. The Toothless Mod, that's it.
Oh,
No.
wow. GRACKSDFEH is what we have so far. Crap. So many letters. Well, this stinks.
All right.
We have to do...
I'm out. As you can see, this sucks. Anyways, you're all legends for hanging out. Big ups, everybody. Dark Wolf says, sick from school. Judy was necessary for healing. Price is Right was my favorite when sick from school. But yes, Judge Judy was definitely watched. But Price is Right was my jam, obviously. But you're all fucking legends. Thanks for chilling today. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Bye.
do 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 do.